Yeah, and have yourself a VP versus Pain. Like, hopefully, what will be all-out aggression. I am very disappointed, though, Send, for 2 reasons.
Okay.
One,
Go on.
Pain has already claimed the Aegis through their flags. And 2, Virtus Pro have updated their flags.
They actually put the Aegis on their flag.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't even notice.
It's just like, this is ours. We claim this. We thought Team Secret would curse because they put the Aegis on their jerseys.
How are they doing nowadays? They are still not looking too hot. So, yep, this game, let's have a look at the standings. Virtus Pro 7-3, so same as Liquid were in their group before the last game that we just saw. Totally not annoying with all of these voice lines. Not frying my brain at all. Cool, okay.
And 4-6 for Pain Gaming.
Pain Gaming are 4-6. They're currently 4-way tied for last. Optic, Secret, and Serenity are all 4-6 in this group, which seems to be a lot closer. That seems to be a lot closer than Group A, where we have a very clear top right now with, well, there's a, actually, to be fair, the tops are relatively defined in both groups. In this group, it's VP with 7-3. The third place in this group is 6-6. Would you believe it? That's actually pretty crazy. This group is tight, just below top 2.
Yeah.
And that means that these games for, first of all, for VP in trying to cement themselves in the upper bracket are really useful, but also if Pain can grab a game or 2 against VP and separate themselves from the pack in this very, very tight middle range, that would be a huge win for them. Just getting a draw here would be really big.
Well, they'll try and do it. We have our Ursa Warrior, Fuzzy Wuzzy, back on the field again with Dark Willow and Chen. This feels like a nice little bit of a repeat, but this is going to be a VP Chen. We've got the Tiny as well. All-out aggression, nice fighting, good rotations. That's what I want to see.
Really quick bans. VP knew exactly what they wanted to ban. Insta-ban on the Mirana and the Clinks.
Yep.
And the Pugna ban from Pain. They might be... There's 2 reasons for this Pugna ban. One is, it's great with the Chen, right? You group up, you start pushing towers. The other reason could be that they're planning to grab a hero that struggles against Netherward, that they already have an idea in their mind of how they want to deal with this Chen push. Hero that always comes to mind with deep pushing that struggles against Pugna would be someone like Tinker. Haven't seen that too much this tournament. As they ban the Phantom Lancer and they grab Undying. So PL, one of the absolute best heroes at getting rid of Tombstone. That's something Tiny actually sucks at. He is really bad at breaking the Tombstone. Bad attack speed and has to come in close. And Undying, in addition to that, obviously Decay, very nice tool against Tiny early on, but...
Hey, VP already banned the Mirana, which everyone keeps picking against the Undying. And yeah, Tiny might be no one's.
Yeah,
that's when you need the SF with Mantis Style. That's the easiest way. Give me a no-one SF.
There are other options, such as
I'm just going for my selfish stuff, just like I hate the fact that VP first banned Tavos Enigma.
Yep, that's a good ban, though.
It is a very good ban, but still, screw you, VP.
All right. Uncalled for.
Very.
I'll allow it with their new flags, though.
Yeah.
You get 1 free flame.
Yay!
You just used it.
Oh.
You just used it on a screw you. That's pretty low. Imagine how far you could have gone.
Yeah, I could have been so much more creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, no more creativity for the rest of this game. I'm gonna say what I see on the screen, and that's my job.
Yep. Correct. And I'm gonna say what you don't see on the screen.
That's your job. Wow. Exactly. We've just explained casting 101 for everybody out there.
Well, technically you could see it on the screen, but then you need to get it first.
Oh.
I'm really smart. Let's see what VP go for here. They've actually dug in on a lot of extra time. This Undying pick seems to have caught them a bit off guard.
Yeah, considering how fast they move through their early picks and bans.
And now they're like, oh, well, we banned a couple of heroes that are actually good at breaking tombstones. They're going to grab the Windranger. I think VP is the only team I've seen play this hero so far. That doesn't mean they're the only one that's played it, but it's the one game I saw before. We had a game we cast with Pasha on offlane Windranger owning. He was super good that game.
God, his shackles. Actually, it was him, right? It wasn't Roger, but anyway, it was unbelievable shackles every single time.
He was very consistent that game.
10 seconds remaining.
And let's see what Pain cook up here. They've got a lot of time. They've got 2 minutes and a bit to spare, so can start planning it out. More than likely, they're anticipating VP to put this Tiny mid and the Windranger offlane, but obviously something VP can do in this game is they can just swap them around.
Yep.
We know that no one can play this mid Windranger. It's a great matchup against Ursa. I would say it's one of his worst matchups he can have in the mid lane compared to Tiny, so it's definitely within the realm of possibility.
It's always difficult to know like how VP are going to set up their lanes, just because they seem to be so flexible with all their players. Like Ramsey can play Tiny if he wants to as well.
Yeah.
It's difficult to say the least, but they'll need to make sure they've got ways they can hit into the Wind Ranger. So they need that magical direct damage. Wondering what hero Weehar actually goes for this. Like if they give him something along the lines of Alina, some kind of clearance for the armies to push towards them, heavy physical plus magical control. Don't know how that works against Tiny mid or like laning wise for Wind Ranger or Tiny.
The Lina matchup, you said?
Yeah, Lina versus Wind Ranger or Tiny.
Lina beats Tiny. I think it should beat Tiny. It should be a really bad matchup, actually. He has no armor, and Lina can consistently just hit him whenever he takes CS. Wind Ranger is, I want to say, almost a draw. It's one of the better heroes at laning against Lina, just because you're very hard to hit with the stun, and you can kind of counteract Dragon Slave with Power Shot. They kind of even out. Not completely, but pretty close. And if it comes to just an attack fight, you obviously win as Wind Ranger with the Wind Run. So, but it could be a pick for Pain. Absolutely. I believe when they've picked Ursa, it's mainly been Weehaw playing it. And I feel like the games I see them pick Ursa for Weehaw, they just lose. So they might be changing it up a bit here, putting it on perhaps HFN. I do not consider Ursa a Tavo hero. He's one in this tournament. He feels like one of the most classic threes. Very team fight, very stun-oriented. We've seen his Pangolier. We've seen him play Enigma, I think maybe once. I'm not sure if he got it. Some other hero is eluding me that's very team fight-oriented that he's played.
Mr. Prophet?
That is not the one I was thinking of at all. That's actually very much a curveball for me.
And that will be a 3-position Prophet. Like, you got Undying and Dark Willow on the field. They're not going to run either of these as cores. So, 3-position Prophet, a 1 or 2 position Ursa. As you said, Weehar's played the Ursa, so it may actually just be that 2.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
Love that line.
So does Somnus.
Seconds remaining.
Does he?
Yep. He's the one we've seen use that Bok Bok all the time. It's pretty good. I like it.
How old is Somnus?
He's 22.
He's 22.
Yep.
How old is FY?
23.
Aha! So we learn. If you're
We
listening
learn.
out there, LGD Twitter man, Storm Spirit.
That is a good pick. Well, this also might mean that we could have our hands on a solo Wind Ranger. It can still technically be off lane and a safe lane Tiny for Ramses, but something is telling me that they want to grab Ramses another hero in this case, but we'll see.
Does Roger
Does turn
still
out
actually
that way.
switch to the Chen? I only say that because I
10
remember seeing a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
games of solo playing Chen.
I think Roger plays Chen every time.
Okay. so
I'm
it is.
pretty sure they
5
put it on
seconds
Roger.
remaining.
The last game they had it, I think, what was Solo playing Bane when Roger was Chen, or was it? I'm not completely sure, actually.
I can imagine that. Like solo will always take the bait. I just like seeing Roger on the heavier stunners.
Roger plays a great Chen. It's really nice to watch too. So we're not going to miss out on that.
Goodbye,
He's one of the
Morphling.
best.
He's taken now. So they think it's a. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
Okay.
I was.
10 seconds remaining.
I was parched.
All right. Well,
5 seconds.
you do you, man.
It's not me.
Last ban from VP. 30 seconds left for it. Not sure what they're thinking here. That Morphling ban was really good because it could have morphed into Undying and Stolen Tombstone, which is already a nice steal, and I considered it a really good hero against Ursa. So, and it's a Ramsey special. So they also seem to think that this could be a support Wind Ranger, or that the support duo is Tiny Chen, which is also a possibility we didn't cover. Position 5 Chen and a 4 Tiny for Roger. And then I think Solo would play the Chen in that case.
Oh yeah.
He would not be playing the Tiny. I'm pretty sure that's not a solo hero whatsoever.
Five
I
seconds
cannot
remaining.
remember the last time I ever saw him play a Tiny. But VP have the choice to make no bonus time because they burnt it after that Undying. So 20 seconds. Just not much.
What would they possibly want here? I'm trying to think.
Well, they've already got good
I
catching.
really like
Kite.
Chaos Knight this game, actually. But
Chaos Knight.
we haven't really seen it this tournament
he
at
has
all.
not been played. He's in the list of unplayed heroes.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to go for it. It just looks nice.
Turn to pick.
Wraith King.
That's another knight.
He has the crown.
He went up the ranks.
Actually makes him a king.
Yep. So it looks like it is indeed a support duo of Tiny Chen and Wind Ranger. one of those two. Or two of those three, rather. Wraith King will probably be played by Ramses as a position 1. I think that will be the preferred position for VP to put it on, but they
10
can still put it on Pasha.
seconds
There's options here, but realistically...
5
You'll
seconds.
is a
get
remaining.
your answer in about 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
So
And the good news for Wraith King in this situation is the classic mana burns are out of the picture, except
What?
this hero.
Your hero.
This hero that has not been picked yet and has an...
it's black watching. Is black watching? Paging black.
This hero has a tendency to lose games that I play with it in.
So
Or against it in.
just to recap for people who haven't been tuning into our broadcast so far, 3 heroes that you hate in the current meta who are always so
You're making this
slow.
sound like a BuzzFeed article.
It
3
is.
heroes I hate. Okay, so here you go.
It's clickbaited.
Anti-Mage, not Meepo. Meepo's okay.
Troll.
Anti-Mage, Troll, and Slark. And the reason I think these heroes are weak this patch is that they're not that strong lane. Troll is pretty good, but Slark and Anti-Mage are not strong laners, and they need items. They offer so little until they get items. Anti-Mage, maybe even the greediest of all 3. He needs 2 or 3 items before he's really useful.
Yep.
Slark generally needs a Shadowblade plus 1 item. And we have the Troll, who generally will need either Battle Fury plus BKB or a less greedy route with something like Sanchanyasha BKB or something.
So in this game, though, I feel the logic behind the selection.
Oh, of course.
Because he is fantastic against the Storm Spirit and fantastic against the Wraith King once he has BKB and Manta.
Yeah.
But that means the Battle Fury beforehand,
There,
which still means we need a 30-minute game.
there it is. Great Anti-Mage game once he has 3 items.
But that's where Prophet, Undying, Dark Willow, and Ursa all have to just basically say, you know what? 4 Protect 1 is now the thing.
Half a year ago, this was an amazing last pick. This would have been super good. But Dota is different now. And what I was saying with Wraith King before the AM got picked, I was like, this is a great Wraith King pick because the mana burns are out. PL was banned. That's a classic Diffusal hero that people are running right now. Weaver was banned, which also goes Diffusal and has a mana breakdown. So I was like, well, what are they going to mana burn this guy with? They're going to pick Invoker last with Ursa? I don't know if Invoker was banned. I didn't notice. Or I didn't even consider Anti-Mage. I didn't even look as that as a possibility because in my mind the hero doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I really hope for one of 2 things. I hope either that we get to see and that I get my beliefs confirmed that Anti-Mage will be pretty much a liability, or that Pain somehow find a way to make it look good. One of those 2. I don't want something in between. I don't want an okay Anti-Mage. Can you...
It's watching Sin's face when you've got Ramsey's song and all the lights.
I did finish my sentence. I feel
You did.
This-
MVP is now Cinderin
This
for
is like-
fighting it all.
when the players are dropping all of their voice lines at once, it's like voice jamming, you know? It's kind of the same thing. Have you ever tried a voice jammer?
I have never tried a voice jam.
You know what it is, though, right?
You mean like one of those?
No, it's where you start talking, and then in your ears, it plays back what you're saying with a short delay. So you're hearing yourself talk, but not in real time. You hear it with, say, half a second delay or something.
Uh-huh.
When you're halfway into your sentences, what you're thinking and what you're saying are disconnected. So it gets super... You start stuttering. You start stuttering, you start saying wrong things.
Sorry, I'm just loving the taunt from one side of the tree
My
to another.
God.
I loved what you were saying, Cinderin, but Ramsey's had me. He had me at taunt.
The battle begins.
Oh, Page's going to take the top bounty runes. PP will take the bottom. And the lanes, what have we got? So Pasha will be up on top. Roger will have his TP coming off cooldown in a second, so he can move. No one will be in middle. Ramsey's off lane, Wraith King. And it looks like Solo and Roger will begin on the off lane, but you know they'll be transitioning because King RD's up on top as Dark Willow. He'll be there with Tavos, Nature's Prophet. Ursa in towards the middle lane as Weeha as Ursa. HF and Anti-Mage safe lane supported by
structures
Dusters
are fortified.
Undying. And that's our lanes.
Yep. Normalin.
If you can't beat him, join him.
I'll get my brain power
Well,
back soon
they're going
enough.
for the stuns. They're looking for the extra control. Shackle onto Anti-Mage. Welcome to Dota.
Dire structures
Oh.
are fortified.
Looks like he's going to have a great time in this one. Well, the trade-off is that Pasha, who we didn't even really consider as the Tiny when we talked about the draft, is going to be playing the Tiny alone in the safe lane for now, at least. VP putting heavy pressure on HFN's AM. And this hero needs space to farm.
Solace just keeping the penitence up. As long as HFN's got his blink, he's going to feel pretty safe about this. Roger's holding around with the shackle. Like, how long do you keep this top lane up? Like, should King RD rotate off this lane now? And let Tavo just go one-on-one up against the Tiny?
I think if he wants to rotate, but he needs to live first. Oh, Pasha, don't tell me he's getting this kill.
He might be looking
actually
for it.
getting him.
Hitting with a tree and slaps him down. Pasha spills first blood.
That is not good.
Oh, no, maybe now you rotate.
2-on-1 lane and he got a kill. Yeah, so what I was going to say was I think Willow should stay top until it's level 2, and then if he wants to rotate, he can rotate with the level 2 when he has Brambles, or he can stay up here and they can try to dominate this Tiny and make space for him that way. But if they die in this 2-on-1 lane like this, they're making space for VP.
Cannot believe how much strength has actually been stolen right now from Duster. 470 HP Wind Ranger, 570 Chen, 515 Wraith King. Sure.
Yep, their healths are low, but this Undying, it's a bit deceptive. He looks tanky right now, but once these stacks start wearing down, he can die really quickly to this Trilane. So he needs to be careful.
They have Hellfire Blast. He's in range for it. Like, well, he's almost got the line for the Shackle. Penitence is on cooldown for the moment, though.
I'm actually surprised they're respecting him there. I agree. I think they could have Hellfire blasted and laid into him. They're going to do it now.
Well, okay, when Duster stands on the edge of a cliffside, yeah, you're going to go for this. I'm just wrecked.
I love the crit animation of the sword. It feels like it's so heavy, you know? It's like really, when you have low attack speed and you can see it coming, it's just so rewarding.
It's the sound effect that comes along with it. Thunk, thunk. Well, Duster start working that strength steal back up again. How's mid lane looking? Looks like Weehouse 15-1 up against the Stormspurs 12-1. The one who's actually been really kind of just ripped as far as CS goes is the 4-2 anti-mage, who now has to watch Duster die. Soul Rip can give him a little bit more life, but that will not be enough. He's the only carry so far that hasn't gone double digits. I say that Pasha has 1 for 0 on the Tiny.
Oh, he's been in...
Yeah.
How does he have 1 CS as Tiny?
I actually...
I mean, Nature's Prophet is really good at denying, so that's one thing. But you have a tree, I think...
Like, tree
get
in the
some
mid
CS now.
has always been having CS.
He's going to get CS here in the top.
I suppose he can play catch up. But yeah, it's 18-12 is Tavo's CS at the moment. It's a good day at the office. Andy Mage, real trouble. That Centaur stolen from Solo gave him that extra control time. Right. And it seems like VP's mission is just to make HFN's life an absolute living hell.
We've reset the anti-mage timer. The new target time is now 33 minutes.
It's like Battlestar Galactica. The Cylons are tracking us right now. Reset the clock.
Mid lane. They try to catch no one with the Brambles. They didn't land, though.
No, they didn't,
Still
but
good
you
enough.
have the damage output. Wow, okay. Everyone remind him. Everyone remind him.
Who didn't tip him? HFN. HFN didn't tip because he's getting screwed.
Duster's in trouble on bottom lane. The never-ending stuns. I don't think HFN's feeling the funny side of this game right now. He's only feeling the pain. And they can push pretty heavily. There's 3 range creeps here. They're pulling the Centaur back. There should be some decent damage into the tier 1 tower, and HFN, if he loses this like, we're 4 minutes into the game and VP are taking the tier 1 tower, and there is nothing anti-mage can do to push back. There's nothing he can do to recover if he loses. It's like, how are you meant to control your jungle in your farm space?
He has to swap lanes, probably, with the Nature's Prophet and try to play in the top half, but it's rough. He needs a lot of space and time, and right now he's getting jumped again. Oh, nice chaining. Beautiful kill. That was super nice. Wraith King stun, Centaur Stomp, Shackle Shot, Power Shot. See you later.
Nope. Tavo's trying to get some kind of rebuttal by pushing in the top lane. He's got Duster to help him out. Pasha could do some damage, but these trees are pretty damn tanky, so it will be pretty much a trade-off. King RD's going to try and steal the bounty rune from behind them. So Roger will see that happening, and he can just, Shadow Realm TP out. Head up towards the top lane, try and get involved in the gank over on Pasha. Tavo does not have mana for a Sprout, and the Avalanche will create the space they're looking for. That tier 1 tower is very low, so Tavo and Duster will be very happy to dive under this. They don't have Tombstone, and King RD's kind of gone... Where is King RD?
If he wants. Oh, he's killed Decay. Okay.
Why is King RD going over here? He actually walked into the creep wave, which was being pulled off by Weeha's illusion, to then pull the creep wave back down towards the middle lane.
They're pushing mid-tower. That's the idea. He's pulling it away. They have a siege creep
I get
mid.
that. I just don't know why King RD is actually pushed into it with it.
because the illusion was dying, right? Or expiring. So if he doesn't go there, the creep wave will connect in mid again. And pulling it away like this basically got them the whole tower. It will be in deny range now for no one if he wants to go for it. He does. That's a really early mid tower. 6 minutes.
Yeah. The side lanes actually never went down, but no one will deny it at 6 minutes.
Dire's middle tower
So the bottom tower is actually only at half-life. That's the top tower. They're sitting at 200 HP. So Tavo, with the catapult wave now coming in, Pasha has to defend this. But he doesn't have the clearance. But maybe they have the distraction. Virtus Pro, grouping up around mid with Roger and Solo. Trying to work with no one now he has level
Dire's
6.
structures are
Chen's
they're
going to
TPing.
TP in with his creeps.
Roger! One more swing. King RD will do it.
They got the tower.
Yep.
tower has fallen.
Duster was able to finish the job.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Tavo, he wants more help. They fortify up the Radiant Creep Wave so it stays along with Solo and Pasha. Ramses will take bottom tower
Radiant's
with the help of the catapult.
Oh, missed that. That's an
Radiant's bottom
uncharacteristic
tower
mistake
has
from
fallen.
Ramses. Didn't get the last hit.
Pasha's in trouble. Storm Spirit, bad ball lightning up. Ashley just cuts Tavo in half after Duster as well. Doesn't have Vortex skilled up, but it will not matter. When he has a double damage room, no one has all the damage in the world to gain that double kill.
Your storm was coming.
Bottom lane. They're trying to set up here. Can't
Right.
wait to see AM try to go for something.
Well, here's the Shadow Realm to begin with. Prophet's going to begin his TP as well, but Roger's arriving. And
Oh.
King RD never even got his attack off. Hits a double bramble. Tavo will arrive as Ramses sprouted up and controlled. They'll instantly stun with the treants, but then again at the same time, it's an army versus an army.
Wait,
the
what?
undead versus the trees, and the shackle didn't latch. Ramses goes over into the tree lines. You know, that's just Dota, everyone.
That angle, that was so funny. He was standing in front of true trees, but the shackle kind of flew in between them. If you look at it down here, he was standing in this circle that I'm drawing right now, and the shackle came up like this, so it basically missed on these two trees. Well, didn't really matter. Just a funny little situation. That's one of those moments when it happens to you in your game, you're like, that's bugged. Yeah.
I have been robbed. I have been robbed. I'm writing an email to Ice Frog right now, but it's okay. It's actually the way the game is meant to work. Sorta. No, this is at least nice for HFN as long as they can keep Observer Ward vision up around this bottom lane. He can hold it back and can finally get some levels and some farming. Like, he's a 2.1k net worth. It's not insurmountable to the 3.7k of the Wraith King. He can catch up.
Knowing VP, they're going to keep the pressure up, though. So they're going to keep threatening either him or his team. And if he gets threatened, he's going to need help. If his team gets threatened, he can't help. And
Can
that
they
is
actually do that, though? Weeha is actually just ripping into Pasha. He's got Enrage available, and, well, for now he's not using it, but he's using his illusion to body block up Pasha. Support must come in the form of no one it will be, but then there's even more. King RD arrives. Tavo was starting his TP over. No one has the Cursed Crown. There is another jump to come, however.
Radiant
It's Solo and Roger coming under the cover of smoke, and now here comes Tavo. Nope, still pulls back out of the TP. But this smoke gank around the back, scouted out by the Radiant scan, so Pain are aware of it, and they move into the Dire jungle. They push the tier 2 tower
Dire's
top instead.
tower is under attack.
Whoop! Wow.
That's big.
Wow.
That is very big.
Tip, 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 tip. Just the tip.
That was
Power
10
shot through
CS.
HFN. He can then blink away. The Shackle will fly after him. Disjoint.
He got 500 gold. That's 10 CS. He just made up for there. So he's catching up. He's still behind, but that's a really big kill. It's first step on the way.
I like how he's not even going directly in for Battle Fury. He's going Vanguard.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Maybe he's really, really feeling the pressure.
Hearing Enrage.
He's just farming up some
Farming
ancients.
Yep. Weeha wants to get the dagger.
They're waiting for the 10-minute bounties now. All the extra money. The Chen army of Solar scouting out as much as they possibly can. Centaur Stomp to then deny up the bounty rune. No, they didn't actually get it. Cursed Crown on top of Solo. Thanks to the Bramble, they'll get a double-double on the stun. Solo in real trouble. The miss won't go uphill as Roger power shots through. As Solo who actually finds the kill to HFN and no one looking to clean up the pieces. Duster cannot outrun this. He can at least decay and get a little bit more life. But Talvo, what more can he do? Tries to cut the field with the Sprout. But there's such a huge army, both sides. It's Undying minions and Treants trying to chase cascades into Pasha. Chen's TPing over, but Pasha, the damage is too much. He's trying to get rid of it. He's got the send back. It's coming in a couple of seconds' time. One more hit is all it would really take, but Pasha, he is sent home to his family.
They got any more tinies in the Dire Fountain or what? Oh. Weehaw. He has Enrage. He's going to use it.
Yep.
He's
Doesn't TP though. He knew that stun was coming and, yep. Gonna leave a clap behind.
Blow the man down.
Crazy fight. All sorts of stuff happening, but VP in the end do get the more kills. I think the biggest problem for Pain in this situation is AM goes for the fight, but he can't really contribute much and does get killed off, and Weehaw's just too late to the party. He didn't have his dagger yet. He really just wants his team to wait for this 200 gold so he can get that dagger and be a part of it.
Yep. It would be the dream for him to at least have better positioning. But as you kind of said, like, you need to add the pressure in so HFN doesn't feel as pressured. Or if he comes in, it's for that Mana Void snipe and then just gets the hell back out again. And he doesn't have the Vanguard in Quickfire anymore. He doesn't have anything in Quickfire anymore.
He gave up.
Oh, it's a little too early for that.
He switched it back in?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I don't know. It's a different way of playing AM than the Battle Fury, but I feel like if you go this Vanguard build on the way and you get it this late, sure, you can join and contribute to fights a little bit, but are you going to change the fight enough that you can make up for the lost farming time? Because you
still need the 3 items, right? Like we're talking Manta and we're talking BKB, and Battle Fury helps you get to that point.
You are a lot slower at farming with this build. If he gets the Vanguard first and then starts a Battle Fury, or maybe bypasses Battle Fury entirely and goes Vanguard Manta, the Manta will make you really strong, but how do you get that 5k gold when you're playing with a Vanguard? It takes a long time.
Readiness scanning up, probably worried that VP won't slip in and do Roshan. Instead, the Blink Dagger tries to be used on Roger. Windrun will buy him the movement speed and the evasion to avoid Weeha, who's now caught on the wrong side of the river. His Blink's off cooldown again. And then turns over, terrorized King RD. No one jumps up and dodges it. Can't dodge the Cursed Crown. Ball Lightning's up, will be stunned up. Lost his Chen and the Chen army. So not the fight the VP were really looking for.
Good response from Pain in that situation. And Space for...
He's actually going Vanguard directly into Manta.
Yeah. I think if you go the Vanguard, you bypass Battle Fury entirely in this game. Else you're just beyond greedy.
Yep.
He wants to try a combat build because he feels like if he goes Battle Fury first, the game will be too slow and he will have lost before he comes online. So he's going to try the Vanguard into straight Manta. And once he has that, obviously the Manta, very powerful item on AM, it's got a long way to go. You'll see his GPM be significantly lower than what we usually see for AMs that go Battle Fury, but since the Battle Fury in itself costs a decent amount of money, he might end up getting the Manta at a somewhat similar time to what you would with a free farming Battle Fury. Vanguard, obviously a much cheaper item than the BF.
Real heroes don't look at wards when they kill him. Both are like even Prophet, like he just side swings this.
Yep. Got it. Actually close to Orchid on Tavo. He's pretty farmed.
Yeah.
This game. Tavo, the top net worth for his team.
Lotus Pro once again on a bit of a smoke gang. Solo and Pasha. Pasha is not the one under cover of smoke though, it's just Solo. But thanks to that deeper observables, they see a lot, but Tavo's leaving. He's going into Roshan. He's going to team up with Weeha, give him the army he requires to tank it up. But you know VP is looking for this. Ramsey's coming down the hill over towards Roshan. Power Shot scouts it out, and the jig is up. Ball Lightning forward, and it's all about killing off the Ursa. He has to enrage to actually slow down the damage. A great tombstone position will make this difficult, not to mention the Sprout but Duster tossed back in by Pasha. The Ball Lightning back end. I thought he was actually going to go in a little bit deeper, but he can't when King RD goes into the Shadow Realm. Pasha's trying to get rid of this damn tombstone. He's able to do so, as then he tosses in HFN into the fight, but HFN doesn't want part of this. He wants to actually get that Void out onto no one who had no mana to work with. Maybe he settles for Pasha. No, there's almost no mana pool, no damage to come from it. Roshan's still alive. The buyback was there from the Undying. Duster wants to get back involved.
We are so lucky, man. He's super low, gets Enrage off. Storm is zipping, zips into Roche, gets first hit bashed, gets hit by the Fury and ulti, is super low, and has to disengage. he would have definitely cleaned up Weeha in that situation, but sometimes Roshan's on your side, and it makes a really big difference. Pain might end up getting the Rosh because of this.
We're going again. Power shot reveals once more. Ramsey's on the run in. Duster does not have the tombstone this time around. Roshan, the enraged Radiant. It does go the way of Duster. He picks up the Aegis to the Immortal. Ramsey's will stand his ground. Remember, he's got that inbuilt Ank, but Weeha needs to get the hell out of here. But the burn is making it impossible. Weeha will die. At least he'll have a second undying. That's going to be the upside to this. Duster's dead.
Wow, that was some great Aegis value. He got decay off. Sick. Oh!
Stupendous.
Lockhart Matatok. I feel like every time anything happens in this game, it's a Lockhart Matatok.
It is. HFN's trying to go up, and he was looking for the rune that's already gone. Hoping for some kind of attack into Roger. Won't happen. Tavo. TP out. Pasha. Didn't know. And Tavo does now have the Orchid available. So Roshan becomes almost a nulled thing. Same thing as the gold and the experience. It's a little bit of the way of Virtus Pro.
I think VP are happy with the Rosh just being negated. It's a thing that Pain need right now, and that they're supposed to get. The Dire lineup is not a good Roshing lineup just yet. They need a little bit more time. Chen to have 4 creeps, Wraith King to have a bit of physical damage with the armlet that he's building into now. Then they can take it themselves a lot easier. And they'll probably look to contest the second Rosh too and look to get the Aegis on their Storm. Who, by the way, is building a first item Yules.
On Storm Spirit?
Case. Yeah.
Well, he probably saw the Orchid coming and just had to get the hell out. Like,
Yeah.
he has to dispel it, or
He
else there's
has
just
to.
no fight.
Yeah.
Sentry is down, Solo walks in, Curse Crown up, Ramble can't run through it, neither can his creeps, and that is with the Wrath of Nature.
I knew it was coming. I didn't even need to say. I knew it.
Thanks. You're amazing, Sin.
This will be the most chat wheelie game of the tournament, I think.
Yeah. Pain versus VP, no doubt about that.
Everybody loves the wheel.
Everyone loves the tips, but I think they've all blown their tips.
Do you have finite tips in lobbies?
Yeah, I think
You
you
can do 3.
you bounce out to 3.
You get 3, okay. Yeah, they should be blown by now. What a shame.
HFN's enjoying the farm, the space, while VP accept the status quo.
He is actually doing surprisingly well. These 2 Mana Void kills that he got
Profit.
have helped so much.
Orchid, he's got to get it off and got the timing right. No Windrun available, so Roger will pop a Hand of God. Maybe no pop, but ensnare. Into the Briar Patch.
Man, HFN is 3rd on net worth. He's ahead of Storm.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. That 1 kill he got on Storm in the early game has been so crucial to where he is right now. That kill and the second Mana Void kill he got. You see, he has 3 deaths to his name, but still looking okay on the CS. So he's keeping up.
Yeah.
I did not expect this to be looking this good for him after the first 5 minutes of the game. But
Oh, no, we were both expecting... Well, we kind of thought when AM was picked up in the draft that this whole game would not look good for him. The game of Dota doesn't normally look good for an anti-mage.
Nope, he's closing in though. 1,300 away.
Ramses able to jump in, managed to steal the Arcane Rune, looking for the kill, but it won't happen. Not with the Realm TP out. Duster. At least it's a good decay, but that's not enough to save him. Can't steal that much strength.
This tower is dead.
It is. But you
And
kind
Solo
of
has
okay
3
with
wards. Keep an eye on him right now. This is important stuff, what he does. VP are actually struggling a bit with vision, so Solo's coming movements will say a lot about what VP's game plan is, where they want to go and put their pressure, what info they want. They might just keep barreling down mid. Do they feel confident? I mean, the team fight of the Radiant is pretty bad, except Tombstone and Terrorize, so...
They have
perhaps-
Reincarnation so hey, why not use Ramses as your front liner? Only thing they don't really have is the Hand of God.
That's a good ward from Chen up on the high ground. He will see the angle that King RD wants to come in from.
Does he doesn't actually... Okay, he got a glimpse of King RD.
Yep,
So
there
they
you go.
know. And the Ramses instantly jumps. And, they put down the Spirit. That's not enough damage to kill off the Dark Willow.
Solo a little bit, or sorry, no one a little bit slow on the follow-up for Ramses. Or maybe he was waiting to see if it was a bait and there were more heroes behind, so he wanted to get a read for the situation first. But either way, they did get the tower, and Dark Willow did survive. But it's tier 2. That's pretty nice for VP.
The trade-off is the tier 2 tower on top lane also copped a fair chunk of damage,
Yeah.
and AM was farming the bottom lane and also chipped away at the tier 1 tower there.
Yep, he will get his Manta. 20-minute Manta.
Sentry is in the wrong position. They do not see the dire obs.
That is not bad at all.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, HFN. What a player. See what they do in the bounty runs coming up in 5 seconds. Looks like Pain will just trade 1 for 3 in this situation. Not really able to contest the enemy bounties in this case.
But they will be ready to fight. Shrine's being popped, so Animate's got as much mana as possible. But it's the Manta style he's looking to try and hit into no one with. But there's Kaya and there's Yule Scepter. No one can just send himself up and towards the air and just ball lightning away. There's no easy follow-up stun.
It starts getting scary when HFN gets a Basher, though. Especially the Abyssal.
Because then he can kill straight out.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Basher on Ursa on the way. So that's the first Basher.
Okay. Bring in the random generator.
He just queued up Battle Fury.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how triggered are you, Sind?
It actually makes a bit of sense to me.
It does?
It does make sense to me.
Because they need the lane push?
No, so
they got that from Prophet.
So he felt like if he runs straight for the Battle Fury, he can't contribute, and VP will run them over. But now that he has a fighting item, he can go fall back for his
Roger
greedy item.
going after the Undying. They want to make sure this Undying Tombstone doesn't exist, and they will be successful at that.
Radiant's
And the
bottom
rest of Pain are already retreating.
So let me try to explain again what the thought process is here.
Sure.
So HFN is like, my lane is hard, and this game we're going to get snowballed on if I can't fight with my team. So if I go Battle Fury, it will take too long before I'm ready. So what I'm going to do is I'll get combat items, and now that I have them and can fight, now I can fall back for an item that will accelerate me into being 6-slotted later and will help me with wave clear, which my team, literally only the Furion, is pretty good at.
Yeah.
Ursa is not a good wave clear. It takes way too long. So I feel like the logic is actually pretty sound in this case with the order he's building his items in. It just looks super weird. But I can definitely see it. If he pulls this off in the next few minutes, I think it's okay.
Well, his farm speed looks pretty damn good. Well, blinking forward aggressively, looking for a target, moving with Tavo. They jump towards the top. There's just skeletons. They don't find the real one they want. As Ramsey's just taunting his way as he runs back on the top lane. How's the rest of the heroes looking? So we've got Blink Dagger and Shadowblade now up for Pasha. No one finishes using Kaya a while ago. Ramsey has Armlet Blink, and he's going the long haul item road towards the Radiance.
I think it's the right choice this game.
Solo went for Medallion and then is rushing Scythe. This is his level of confidence. Weeha's level of confidence also
Great
quite high,
stomp.
but Ramsey's with the stomps that are there. He did get the enrage up, but now in comes Prophet and Duster. They'll use the Decay Soul Rip. It doesn't actually come in time. Or it did. It just wasn't enough to keep the Ursa alive. A defensive Yule Scepter Storm Spirit trying to make him switch the target. Ramses and Pasha worked to get rid of that Tombstone. And now Pain Gaming lost their big strength in the team fight. Tavo is in a world of hurt. No one stays on his tail, and they go in even deeper towards Dark Willow. Ramses gets the crit. And Duster, I think it's time to run, man. No matter how many decays you get, there's still not enough life to survive. 1,600 is what he went for. Turns for a little bit more to 1,700. HFM doesn't see a real target. No one's there, but he can't go on any of this. Or can he?
Ramses.
Mana Void is not enough damage. Did Ramses?
Oh, Ramses, what did you do?
He died to the illusions?
He armlet toggled. He had,
Oh,
like,
Roger can't get out. He got body blocked up by the Radiant Creep Wave as well as the Treants. One more hit from HFN should do the
Oh
job.
my god, he won that so hard for himself. He got 1,500 gold out of that. So what happened? Ramses had 400 health. He's super low, but still fine with his armlet. And he tries to toggle and gets hit by an AM illusion at the same time. That's a 1k gold or 1,100 gold for HFN because he gets the kill with nobody else taking AoE gold. And he's on the losing side, so he gets even more. And then he gets the Wind Ranger kill. He's almost got a Battle Fury. He's actually got really good items for this time, but built in opposite order to usual. Usually, you would go for the Battle Fury, then Manta, then Vanguard for Abyssal. He's built them in opposite order and is working. This is great, man. That's great. He's top net worth.
Tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Tavo tried to make it even better. He TP'd into the Dire base to try and snipe out the very low Storm Spirit, but that didn't happen. They saw him arrive and go invis.
Tower has been denied.
So yeah, 24-minute Battle Fury out for the Anti-Mage. Nice day.
He's really farmed. He's actually really farmed. This is really exciting now, because honestly, AM at this point, he got through the stage that I thought was going to be miserable.
It's the reason why we thought AM wasn't a hero, right?
He pulled it off. He actually pulled it off. And at this stage, this is a great AM game. when he gets his next item, he will be super difficult to deal with for the Dire side.
And his next item is BKB, right? Like that's.
He's gonna get
He's
Abyssal
actually
first.
He's going for the lockdown. He's
He
going
has the
for the
Vanguard.
solo kill.
He has the Vanguard already, so the Abyssal is really cheap. He bought that earlier. I think this is great. Do this and then BKB and you're good to go. Maybe even bypass BKB and go butter. Oh, see ya, Solo.
Yeah. We've got 40 seconds until Roshan is up. That's where my mind was headed, but without the Chen army, well, actually the Chen army was able to escape. Just not Chen.
Radiant's
But
top
they're pushing in the
tower is
bottom
under
lane. They'll
attack.
get VP to look behind
Radiant
themselves.
structures are fortified.
And they push so fast.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Top tier 1 tower will be the trade-off. Pasha was on it. Blink cooldown time. Obviously, Anti-Mage trying to become his former self, ever, like since the nerfs. But Roshan's not up yet. The Chen army's just waiting for it. He's got 7 seconds until Roshan's alive.
Tower down. He didn't get the last hit though, so that's a bit of gold wasted from HFN, but still, objectives being claimed, progress on the map. And VP, well, it is still looking like a great game for no one. He's close to the Lincolns. That will help him a lot against Anti-Mage. It will block the Abyssal or the Mana Void. Two great abilities to block in this case. And they don't really have much else to remove it with except Nature's Prophet Sprout, Orchid. Is that it? Curse
Yeah,
Crown.
that's yeah, Curse Crown.
Soul Rip, but that's like... Is that likely to happen?
They kind of needed to keep everyone alive. I blink away at the wrong time. Talvo dies on the top. Pasha just came in with his combination and just nuked him.
Yep, he's going to
And-
get his silver.
This is such an important time as well. 40 seconds without Nature's Prophet, and Roshan's alive. Now, VP aren't really strong enough just to do Roshan. It's not like they have an Ursa Warrior on their team. And their side lanes are, actually, they're quite good. Pasha's taking care of the top. HFM will just nudge it once more. But they're coming in to try and attempt Roshan. Alpha Wolf with them, so they have the extra damage. But Ramses has to do serious work here.
They have a lot of minus armor and all these skeletons are so
Pain's
strong.
coming. Pain is coming. There's a lot of skeletons, you said, but now you wait and see what the Tombstone's going to be able to do.
Gotta get it up though.
Yep. Roshan, 1500.
They're running out of time. They're indecisive.
Slowly, the Bramble's inside the pit. Roshan, you can see how low he is. Where's that Terrorize? Where's the control? It never comes. Ramses has the Aegis Immortal, and they come in for the fight. Pasha in through the back lines. Ramses will be there doing Storm Spirit right over the top of them, pulling back the Ursa. He doesn't have the BKB to stand his ground in. The Tombstone has done work, but Talvo isolated inside of his own Sprout. Solo was able to kill him off. And the Anti-Mage is the sole survivor of that fight.
They got outplayed bad in that moment. This is a classic VP move. This is something they're very good at. They kill the Roche, and they recognize whether the enemy team is there or not, and is trying to get ready for a fight or not. Instant smoke. They kill Roche, smoke, and they just jump them. And Pain lose track of where heroes are because they can't see half the fight before it has really broken out. Storm jumps in with a lot of confidence with the Aegis.
Does Pasha wait this? Does he wait for
Wait, the
HF?
Aegis isn't even on Storm, it's on Wraith King.
Is
My
HF,
bad.
HFN's going to go for the trade.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, Ramsey just went for the quick grab.
Can he die?
I was thinking he actually, yeah, he potentially can die. HFN low on life. Blinks away, starts his TP. Pasha! He predicted where he went!
Oh, that was real close.
Almost got him. One more punch would have done it. The bottom tier 3 tower has been taken. They were able to trigger off the Lincoln Sphere on the Storm Spirit, and then Storm just goes straight in. Slips through the Dark Willow. Again, no one targeting Weeha whenever he goes for the Enrage. He makes sure he wastes time with the attack. The Mana Void, not as effective as they probably wanted it to be, and Duster has to turn on the ultimate. And, well, maybe with HFN, the backlines burns off the mana of no one. Yeah, the focus fire, they pull him in, and that is the dead anti-mage. Buyback may be essential, reincarnation. Remember, you've got that and you got the Aegis Immortal, so killing off Ramses, it just feels impossible.
Man. That Mana Void failed. He Mana Voided a 95% Mana Wind Ranger. I'm not sure what that was. But just not good enough. It was looking like it could get really exciting for the AM, but that's when. Okay. So this is when you need to remember the curse of Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
Even when it goes well, it takes one bad fight or one bad moment where you can't contribute very much or something goes wrong, and boom.
And
This hero is destined to lose everything. Absolutely everything. Anti-Mage is getting punished for something.
Radiant's middle
Don't know what it is,
Yeah, Ramses jumps in again. The shackle is perfect from Roger. Hits Tavo, locks in King RD, and AM bites back. He needs to make the most out of this, burning off all the mana of the Wraith King. But this is why Ramses died before, when he had the mana, when he had reincarnation up. So he'll die. He may die again, but this is going to be Aegis Immortal.
Nope,
13 seconds till he's back up, and okay, no, yeah, he's straight dead.
He died twice. He used his reincarnation at the tower,
Yeah.
so he didn't have it. Well, they hold their base. It's expensive, though. They have to buy back the Anti-Mage, and that means if HFN makes one mistake, dies one time anywhere on the map, this game is over. He has to play flawlessly from here on out, and the big challenge for him is finding a Monovoid target in the fight. It's cool that he can jump someone and start laying into them, but who can he jump that is meaningful? He can't jump the Wraith King. He has the Mana talent, or the free reincarnation talent.
He's tried to jump no one a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Speaking of that, and now they go in. Pasha beating the crap out of HFN. He wanted bounty runes, and now he's dead for 96 seconds. That may be the game.
That is actually more than likely game. So, okay, let's say he gets another chance. The problem is, who do you jump? Wraith King doesn't work. You jump Storm, you don't have Abyssal to break the Lincolns with, and when you do, Storm can still react. If you Lincolns break with Abyssal, he just jumps away, or Yules or something, buys time. Tiny is a really tough kill for AM. Chen doesn't even seem worth it to jump. You commit your fight to going for that support, and a lot of the time you can't reach him. And Windrunner, just gonna use Windrun.
Yep.
So he's still really limited on options, actually, in this case, on the AM. And I think, so to be fair, looking at this game and how it developed, I think HFN has done a really good job. I think this game is really hard, and he may have had one or two mistakes here in the later portion of the game, but I was very impressed with how well he did in the early mid-game. He got to this stage, which I thought was not even going to happen. So I want to commend him on a pretty good Anti-Mage game. It's just like the game is just ridiculously difficult. Because the rest of their lineup, is it really an AM lineup? Like when you look at it, all the other heroes, yes, they can make space for AM, but do they play AM's type of game? They want to play fast and early. They want to fight. You have Ursa, you have Undying, you have Nature's Prophet, and even with AM going combat build, it still feels like now we're at the stage again where you need to wait. He got the fighting items. If one fight goes wrong, just one, he feels like everything he just got was in vain again. It's tough, man.
Well, he'll have his chance to fight. Tavo will need to come back. He just finished up a Media Hammer, so I think he actually expended his buyback money. Yeah, so he's actually short by 1,000 gold. Everyone else had buyback before this moment. So the top lane, they smoke up. Pain Gaming looking for a nice target to come forward on. HFN looking to wrap around the back. The Ramsey's protected by the Lincoln Sphere. They haven't broken it yet. And HFN's actually just leaving. He's going straight up the mid lanes. He's next to the courier that will fortify. And he's coming for the rune. He was able to grab the DD rune, but at what cost? He'll Manta style, looking for the kill onto no one, but then a quick blink away, up to the hill and then far, far away. And Tavo has held his nerve. He has not come back yet.
Meteor Hammer on the Nature's Prophet. He's trying to split push. Feels like he has no options to really fight, so he's trying to go for the splitting build. Try to play the game that AM wants to play at this stage, but sure as hell ain't easy with the amount of advantage that VP has gained. With the Hex now on the this Chen inventory looks so weird, actually. Like, look at that. When do you ever see this?
He actually sold a medallion, right?
Yeah. He sold me. Like, when do you ever see these items on Chen? Or in any hero? Brown Boots Hex. It looks like something out of somebody who's playing Dota for the first time. Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah, I like
Guess I'll farm. Oh, that's a lot of gold.
It looks like a beak. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, gonna need a lot of time.
Well, here comes VP all down the mid. The smoke's gonna start to break. King RD will see him, push down the Bramble. Solo as well as Ramses go after the kill, and they'll have her.
We have revenge.
And it's full defense time. They see the Observer Ward.
Radiant's top barracks.
And VP in, blink, shackle, Roger, so good. Caught out the Ursa. He'll never get the Enrage or the BKB off, and no buyback available. He needed both of these items to work. And he's already calling out the GG himself. 3 heroes gone from Pain. Anti-Mage cannot defend against this. They will take the top lane of Vrax. It practically forces Megas. And they even leave an Observer Ward right next to the fountain so they can see the second they come out.
Here it comes.
The spam.
The final chat wheel war of the game.
I think VP won that.
The Dire.
They tip when it means something. Way! In goes no one. Out goes no one.
That was
actually
very little counter chat wheel from the
he just sent him all the way home.
Yeah.
Like, no one's not even part of this fight anymore. Ramsey's just standing his ground. Now, okay, now we're just trolling. This is more than chat wheel.
Oh, he's Hex bottom.
Yeah, there's the Shackle. Won't be able to
nice
launch.
man.
Hits the Manta Style. And now Wraith King. They use the Mana Void on Ramsey's. He actually tanks through it.
Ran into the bramble.
And then dies. Storm Spirit cutting the life out of Pain Gaming. He just wanted the trigger right.
This is a funny ending, you know. Why are Pain still in this game? What
I
do they
don't
do?
know.
They're standing in the fountain. Like, what are you waiting for?
They're enjoying every moment. We're playing for time rating if that was still a not thing. Weehard just wants to kill. He just wants no one. Come at me. Come at me. Come at me. GG.
Hey, VP, you want to farm some fantasy points? Oh, sure, guys. Yeah. I love fantasy points.
We can't check the fantasy points in the score screen, can we?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's a shame. But very few people would have picked VP or Pain. They both only played 2 series today, so they weren't the greatest in the fantasy team. In case you didn't know,
That was the clowniest end game I have seen this tournament. They were standing in fountain. Nobody called GG. They just randomly just jump in on them, and then Weeha starts fake casting Earthshock, and then they call GG.
It's great.
What was that? Well, that was a really interesting game for a couple of reasons. Like, first of all, we got to see Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
It did not work out very well. Like I
Yeah.
said, I think HFN played a good game. I thought it was really interesting to see this item build and this approach to playing the hero, because I think the biggest weakness of the hero is exactly what he tried to overcome, that there's this massive downtime where you're not contributing. So building the items in that order was actually pretty clever and could have possibly worked out in this game. But still, VP, they had better team fight. Their laning went well. Anti-Mage ended up selling his items. That is.
Yeah, I was just like, let's look at the Anti-Mage items, but no.
Well, we remember what he had, right?
We do.
He had Vanguard.
Vanguard into
Manta, Battle Fury.
then
Shreds.
then finished up.
He didn't finish Abyssal.
Did
he?
No. He was getting close to it.
So he might have had a basher?
He bought the Mithril Hammer
I got the
part
hammer.
of it,
Okay.
and was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
but still, VP looking strong. Loved their draft, their approach to this game as well. Like the way they put their lanes with the early focus on shutting down Anti-Mage, so he had to play from behind with this early aggression that they put there. And, well, just played around the fights very nicely. Took advantage of, honestly, when I look at this Pain Gaming lineup, I feel like it's not really a specialist in anything.
Yeah.
It's like Undying wants to play fights early and team fight, and then you have an Anti-Mage who really doesn't want to do that. And then you have a Fury who's like, I want to split push. And Earth's like, I want to kill Roche. So everyone wants to do something different.
They tried to be very eclectic, and that did not work. But
didn't work out
hey,
too well.
it was fun. It was interesting.
It was a fun game, though.
It was a little clowny.
Pain is always fun to watch.
And it's not over.
Correct.
We have one more game to go for this series. So as you've seen, it's already a lot of fun. Let's have more fun. Back in a bit. we are back and ready to roll with our final game of the day. And it's been an entertaining series so far.
Our final game.
Our final
There
game.
are more games after this.
There
but this
is
our
one
final
more series after, but really, when we stop, the world ends.
game. Okay.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
That's
As you wish.
yes.
5
That's why we should never
remaining.
stop casting, and VP should actually stop banning Enigma as the first one. I'm sad. to
I
say
think
the least.
it's a really good ban against Pain. I actually think it's their absolute best hero.
Yeah.
When Tavo has Enigma, this team looks very, very stable and solid. So, not really surprised to see this banned out in both games by VP.
There goes Brood, there goes Silencer, there goes Tiny. They're dropping like flies. IO's still in the pool.
Yep, it is. Pain played Io Gyro earlier today. They got crushed. But I don't know if it was the Io Gyro's fault. They just had really questionable, like, they had problems with laning. I think in that game, Weehaw was Invoker mid, and he was playing against Huskar, and he just got crushed. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't play the lane. He was level 7, minute 14, I think.
Yeah, that was that really, really quick game. We were like,
Super
hey, we can go
one-sided.
off and have lunch because they only just started the draft. And
That was
you-
the series before the one before this.
yeah, you came in and was like, hey, we probably got like 5 minutes. Why? Because there's like a 7K advantage 5 minutes into the game. Oh, okay.
It was pretty extreme. They were really far ahead.
No, they let IO through.
Yeah.
So up to Pain Gaming if they want to choose it. Necro as well as Bloodseeker with the ones being removed.
Let's see what Pain are feeling here. What are the key picks of this tournament that are still in? Io, Weaver,
Vengeful Spirit.
Vengeful,
10 seconds remaining.
Chen.
Yeah.
5 seconds
VP could just
remaining.
Chen +1
Yeah, they
directly
might.
after.
They might.
Do you still want to run Chen though against Io Gyro? You kind of lose your entire army straight away.
Yeah,
right?
that's a bit tricky, yeah.
Turn to
And they go Weaver first,
I had
so
a feeling they were going to do this.
it's up to VP if they want to IO Gyrocopter.
They could. Absolutely could. Weaver is pretty good against the Io, though. We had the game earlier today with Io Gyro from... Who was it we had in our first game? There was an Io Gyro against a Weaver. Windstrike were playing Weaver.
We had EG.
It was against EG, correct.
10
EG
seconds
played Io Gyro and
remaining.
Windstrike had Weaver Tiny Cores, I think it was, in that game. And Weaver actually
5
got a decent amount of
seconds
work done.
remaining.
So, definitely could be VP thinking about something else here.
Yeah, maybe they were just expecting Pain Gaming just to grab the IO and then
They
they're like,
might
oh,
have
well.
been hoping for that.
And
then
there's like
just
there's our
counter it.
counter.
They might have hoped for an IO first pick, and then they would have gone Weaver +1, like Weaver Venge or something along those lines. What Pain has done is they've banned Silencer, which is actually one of the best counters to the IO nowadays, since Relocate has become a channeling spell rather than just over time charge up.
Yep.
Delayed cast, I guess you'd call it, or
Pros,
something.
Turn to pick.
Yeah, they're gonna go. I hate that voice. Dark Willow.
They'll grab the Dark Willow.
Yep. Some pretty damn good control.
It goes both ways, this matchup with Weaver. Weaver is one of the only heroes that actually...
Turn to pick.
Faceless
Okay,
void.
that is really different. I'll get to it in a sec. So, Weaver against Dark Willow goes both ways, because if Willow manages to catch the Weaver, first of all, you can terrorize Weaver in Shukuchi. If you manage to do that, Weaver runs the hell away, because it's hasted in the fear.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you have the Cursed Crown and you have the Root, so you have multiple ways of catching and locking down the Weaver, which is really nice. But at the same time, the Swarm stays on the Willow, even in Shadow Realm, and it even hits in Shadow Realm.
Oh.
So you can attach the bugs while Willow is trying to hide and run away, which is really nice. Now, they pick this Void as, I believe, just a targeted pick
Pros,
against
turn
Weaver.
to ban.
The time dilation is amazing against Shukuchi. Weaver is very reliant on repeated casts of his second spell. And Void obviously has a workaround for that. And when you get Chrono as Weaver, you have a tendency to just die. So
Yeah.
I like this idea from VP. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Void in this patch. I think he falls into the category of slowness that we talked about last game. But
Yeah.
with the right lineup, he can
Games,
contribute a
turn to
lot
ban.
more. He can itemize to be faster than a hero like Anti-Mage Slark or...
Well, if you also push him as the
Troll.
3 position, then you're enabling no one's magical damage, which you can might be able to pop into the chronosphere to
Yes.
get kills, and then we start thinking about the synergy of what happens during this team fight. If Pain Gaming want to come at them and fight and fight and fight, then the Faceless Void Chrono is going to be the most
10
powerful thing that you
seconds
can have.
remaining.
They
But you need,
definitely-
you need something that's going to sync with it. And I just want to throw it
5
out there.
seconds
No one's betting
remaining.
the Io Gyro right now. It's still in the pool.
Fair point. They could actually go for that. That would push Solo onto Dark Willow. I don't know if he's a Willow player. But
Unless Solo just plays the Io.
The void on Pasha is an
Bashner,
interesting
Roger wants it.
idea, but I personally think for this team, Ramses plays a really good carry void, and I think he likes playing both styles of void. He liked playing the Battle Fury void when that was good, and he has no problem playing the Mask of Madness Shadow Blade, which is way more popular right now. The upside to playing the more farm priority void in this game is that getting the Shadow Blade against Weaver is super useful. It prevents Weaver from reacting with Shikuchi or with time lapse when he sees the void, so he can't really get away. And that's just way harder for Pasha to get than it is for Ramses, unless they just
Unless they
give
push
Pasha farm.
They
10
just take
seconds
the Gyro
remaining.
Io and say, hey, you go onto the off lane and we'll leave the faces void in the safe
5
lane with the
seconds
+1.
remaining.
Yeah, void-
Virtus Pro's
Void-
turn to pick.
They could go for something like that. I don't think that's really what they're gonna do.
It's still in the pool. They decided to ban out the
is.
Enchantress, who was actually beating the first phase banning majority
Oh, wow,
of games.
Edge was actually available.
Yeah, she was still in there.
Turn to pick.
And Disruptor. So, well, that answers the
Solo
solo
classic.
question. And we have the Roger hero, which is the Dark Willow. So, no more IOs for Virtus Pro. It's Pain Gaming, you have the choice if they want to have it. But
I mean, they can technically pick Io and put Dark Willow 3, but don't think that's happening.
They have been rather unique with some of the
10
heroes
seconds
they've put
remaining.
Pasha on.
Yeah, they had a Shadow Demon Disruptor game yesterday, I think it
5
was.
seconds
Yeah,
against
remaining.
Secret.
it was SD 3 position.
Yep, they did lose that game, but it looked very promising for a while. But Secret overwhelmed them with team fight and the right itemization.
Now, what were the two big ones we saw? It was SD as a 3 position, and we saw a Wyvern as a 3 role.
Yep. Wait, Pasha played Wyvern?
No, that wasn't VP. That was another game.
I think it's Serenity.
Just thinking supports. The
Bang.
Bane is something VP have a lot of experience with.
Yep. Good targeted lockdown for the Faceless Void. A pseudo save in the Chrono. It's always nice to have a save for Chrono.
Just
With
be able to
the-
throw that Nightmare on.
Yeah, with the Vengeful Band, that would have been the logical save to grab. I think Oracle could have also been an interesting pick just because it's also good against Dark Willow.
10
But
seconds remaining.
Oracle is not looking too hot in this patch right now. I think the win rate of this tournament is pretty abysmal.
5 seconds remaining.
Just a weak laner in a lot of matchups in the first 2 levels. Oracle starts getting relatively strong level 3 in the right conditions, but yeah, you can fall behind a decent amount before you get there. So
We have core positions to fill now for both sides, as we assume we're looking at the 2 off laners, so 2 mids and 1 safe and 2 safe laners left, depending on the Faces Void, as you were talking before.
yep.
It's pretty open. I always wanted to, like, if you want the Invoker when you go along with...
Ranger at your service.
okay,
Pick.
so
Similar to last time,
Pasha?
right? Yeah, it's Pasha probably. It
Yeah.
can still technically be on no one. And it's a good hero at dealing damage in the Chronosphere. It's a hero that has really high magical burst against the Weaver. Power Shot is actually a great tool at killing Weaver. High range, high damage, or at least forcing out the time lapse, which is
10
already a
seconds
little victory in
remaining.
itself. And why stop when you're winning with it? I think VP
5
haven't lost with this
seconds
hero.
remaining.
At least I didn't see any of the losses with Wind Ranger. The games we saw have been very convincing.
yeah. And they've always been getting these insane shackles as well.
Yeah.
When the time is right, like you're getting your momentum, team fight begins. Oh, look, it's a double shackle. And then another double shackle. And they follow with a kill directly after. But that's something I'm missing from the VP lineup, where you can get that instant kill with their lineup. Like, you've got great team fight, you've got great control, but where's the burst? I suppose you have it with Power Shot, but it's not the same that I'm thinking of.
I would imagine that the last pick will go to no one, and that
Yeah.
they will put this on Pasha, the Wind Ranger. And what I'm thinking for no one in this case would be Lina, or
Would you go for the Invoker and then you play a Quas Exort? That way you can have the Sunstrike into the Chrono?
You could. It's a relatively greedy way of going about it. I think Invoker Void is greedy by nature, but in this patch, with the mid lane being as one-on-one centric as it is, it could work again to do. I think Quas Wex would also be totally fine.
Virtus
In the beginning.
Pro's turn to bat.
Pain Gaming, pick Pangalia.
There we go. One of Tavo's absolute best heroes.
Welcome to Taunt Sound non-stop.
Yeah. This hero is really good against Disruptor, and it's really good against Void.
Pain Gaming's
And
turn
it
to
might
bat.
seem a bit strange because you think, well, Void can just Chrono him, right? But since the Pango ulti was changed, you're still rolling in Chrono. That means melee heroes can't really... It's hard to deal with you. And if you do catch the Void, outside of Chrono, you are one of the heroes that can chain stun him on your own. If you have a Blink Dagger, and especially if you have Blink and Yules,
10
you'll see
seconds
Pangolier be
remaining.
super annoying for Faceless Void to deal with. That hero relies on getting stunned, getting out of the
5
stun, and then
seconds
jumping,
remaining.
so you can reset your health. But Pango with his chaining can deal with you very well. I like this pick, especially because it's Tavo special. This is a specialist hero, I like to call these. There's a subset of heroes where the heroes are only truly good in competitive Dota if you have someone who's like really an expert on it. Mediocre Pangoliers don't really do well this patch. We don't see many teams run this hero. It's basically Ice, 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 and Tavo. I think
Yeah.
I've seen play it. And maybe there's been one other game, but similar to Meepo, it's also a specialist hero, right? If you're okay on Meepo, it's not for the big stage.
Yeah.
Like, it
But when
doesn't
you have someone like Weeha, it's like, okay, no, we're good. We're good. But Meepo was banned out 5th. Huskar banned out, thinking
10
of Weeha,
seconds remaining.
a laning phase that he's not going to basically just cry at every time he sees it.
5 seconds remaining.
But they need a nice scaler as well for him.
Rose
And the answer is Alchemist. A quick scaler, and now we start begging the question of all those wonderful Aghanim Scepters.
What options do they have? Ursa's in. Templar Assassin is in. What destroys Alchemist? Razor is a classic, but nobody plays Razor anymore.
Yeah, he's actually one of those heroes in
One
the
of the unpicked
non-pick
heroes.
list.
10 seconds remaining.
Death Prophet.
It's amazing how small that list is now.
5 seconds remaining.
I think we're like eight heroes who haven't been picked.
Death Prophet is actually not that bad pick here. But you're pretty cooldown reliant if you have DP and Void together.
Yeah.
I still like the Lina overall. Seems solid.
You need heroes who also can move from the mid and invade against the Alchemist. The same way we saw Samael deal with the Alchemist.
Yeah.
Unless you just put Wind Ranger in the mid.
They're a bit limited in terms of invasion just because of how bad Void and Disruptor are at getting these fights that early. Like when they're level 4, what's a level 4 Void going to do? What's
Yeah.
level 4 Disruptor going to... I mean, it's okay, but not fantastic. The other heroes, they have a pretty okay at it, but... I don't know. I think Lina seems very stable. Is Pugna in?
Pugner is in.
Pugna could be a thing.
VP's choice.
Or the TA.
Templar
I
Assassin.
did mention that one earlier as an option, so
Yeah.
we got it covered. We got it covered.
I mean-
Just mention all the heroes.
Yeah, well, you used to be the one that gave me crap for doing that.
Now
I love Solo's mount. You like the Marana mount, but that mount looks sick.
that's pretty sick. Yeah. It's time for Echo Slam with no shaker in the game. Thank you very much.
Very appropriate voice lines.
So Templar Assassin against Alchemist will be getting a lot of farm, obviously. I don't think it's the absolute worst matchup for Alch in terms of him getting his, but TA will be free farming. And in this game, there aren't the best counters to refraction across the board from Pain Gaming. They don't have those damage over time abilities where you're like, oh man, TA is just going to get toasted if she gets caught by this. There's Fiend Script that's annoying, and a potential combo with Pangolier getting Swashbuckle, which hits 4 times, and some rolling action. But until Alchemist has Radiance, I think this is going to be a great game for no one, actually. I have confidence in him taking over this game on the TA. Looks like a nice TA game.
I just want to see the momentum that Weeha is able to achieve with the Alchemist. How many camps are going to get stacked up here? How many can be contested as well? So that's probably going to be on the supports. Solo invade into the jungle pretty early on, get some good observer wards down, and actually see where Weeha's movement is. See the work that's been done by Duster to actually stack camps.
Yeah, it's I've said this many a time in previous casts in the past. When Alchemist is in the game, it's an Alchemist game.
Yeah.
Every game with this hero as a core, he is the centerpiece for both teams. You don't just pretend he doesn't exist. If you're the team with Alchemist, you help Alchemist, you stack camps for Alchemist, you ward for Alchemist, and you protect Alchemist. If you're the team who's against Alchemist, you pick Tiny mid, and you run at him and dive him in his tier 3. Apparently, that's what EG did, which was very effective in that game. Yeah, but that's the way you go. So we'll definitely see VP make some aggressive movements to try to shut down Weeha's Alch.
Prepare
We'll see
for
how it
battle.
goes.
Yeah, we'll see where they move. For now, laning-wise, Tavo will not be going to the off lane. He'll be on the safe lane for Pain Gaming. Just had to let it finish. In towards the mid will be a Weeha as the Alchemist, then off lane. It is Duster's Chen, which actually looks almost like he's riding Lycan at the moment. Bane, played by King RD and HFN off lane Weaver, against the safe lane of Ramsey's Faceless Void, Roger planted back on his Dark Willow. No one's Templar or Assassin. Actually pinging, is he looking for his spray? Solo, he's got himself a Observe Ward waiting around mid. Pasha's playing up on the top lane, and he'll be the Wind Ranger. And that is our lineups. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck.
Normally.
30 seconds.
Curious to see where Chen puts his focus in this game. For now, Duster is posed up in the bottom area to maybe put pressure on Void's lane. And, well, that would leave Tavo completely alone top against Wind Ranger Disruptor. He will get destroyed by this
Actually
lane.
coming for Ramses. Ramses doesn't see up the hill, so he's going to walk into him. He might have to level up Time Walk just to get away. He's taking considerable damage already, but he has to wait for the room. No, he doesn't. So Roger goes up. He'll have his TP scroll in 11 seconds time. So HFN stands on the rune. VP get all 4 bounty runes. So they will wait out.
Oh, that's great. He's not going to die either.
Yeah,
He'll
into
TP out.
Shadow Realm and then just straight TP out. They try and Shakuchi through him and it still won't be enough.
I really like when people use chat wheel well, you know, when it fits. That's funny. This spam every game is I'm not as big a fan of. That was great.
King RD gives him the respect and even tips him some extra points. Smoke movement from Disruptor, so Solo's already going in behind the tower. He is the master at sniping out couriers. He's probably going to look for Weeha's one. He's got Salve queued up and the courier's not making his way out just yet. Didn't realize as well, that's a pretty cool looking courier for Pain Gaming. We'll check out cosmetics later. After the fanfare.
Yep. You'll be hearing that a lot.
Solo's, yeah, you will be. Solo's made his way up towards the top lane. Duster's going to try and zone him out. He did go for that early level up in Penitence. When he tries to throw it out just onto Ramses, caused some problems is all. Weeha's finally had that salve arrive. The Observe Ward was planted inside the tree, so it was blocking any kind of potential pull, as well as creep possibilities for Duster. King RD's actually quite low. Pasha's power shot harassment must have been really working, and then you shackle him up, line up the power shot, won't happen. King RD interrupts it with a nightmare. While up on top lane, it's Ramses and HFN being really low, and this makes my observing a little bit more nervous.
This bottom lane is really VP favored by picks. Pangolier is a weak laner. That's one of his biggest problems in the game. And Wind Ranger is a strong laner, so they should be having a very good time. Also putting on the good pressure up top on HFN. He'll have to flask this off after all the Thunderstrike casts from Solo. Has the magic stick, so he'll have a couple more where they came from. Actually, the clarity will be broken here by HFN. Nice move. A little bit of pressure. Tickle him there with the Geminate attack. And Duster is now going to rotate in from the right. Solo's got to be careful here.
Yeah, with a Hellbear Clap, if he can get it in range in time. And he's...
Betcha he can.
Yeah, he's definitely. That's Solo dead. Climbs him up. Duster spills first blood. And Ramses has lost his support on top lane.
Penitence with that 8-second duration. It is so strong. Incredible spell.
It's crazy that's what it is at level 1.
Yeah, it is so good.
Like, flat 8-second duration. So Penitence again.
Middle tower is under attack.
Just keep beating into him. Let the Hellbear do its clap. Ramses has to time walk it off while on bottom lane. Tavo, he's diving in deep. What a surprise. It's Tavo. Pasha gets the shackle over onto Bane. Maybe Roger can get a bit of a rebuttal. But King RD stays in the trees, away from any kind of vision. He had a couple of stick charges available as well.
Yep, Roger was a bit too far away there to help Pasha, and they took advantage of it diving the tower, so nice read from Pain. Good aggressive play. Mid lane, haven't talked about it too much yet. No one is destroying Weeha as expected. I mean, destroying might be a slight exaggeration, but he is very far ahead. No one's 17 and 11 to the 9 and 2 of Weeha.
It's the way the Alchemist works though, right? Like, he's okay to just take this hit for now because you're going to catch up in net worth. As long as you're not losing experience, which is the 11 denies.
Yeah. It's pretty big for no one to get all these denies in this
That's
lane.
actually a full level difference.
Yeah.
That's not even because the heroes rotated and stolen any experience.
No, just raw deny.
Okay, Duster, stop spamming that. How is that 70 mana as well? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, torn away, Tavo. Rogers actually moving up around the side. HFN in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have
Dilated.
Shakuchi. A couple of stick charges available. Ramses is hoping for a bit of a lock, and with the disruption wall up, Ramses does get the kill. Solo cleaning up the bugs. Well, I was talking about that, Roger. Well, I talked about it, and he actually found the kill on bottom lane.
Seems like HFN got caught off guard by Ramses having the skill point. He probably didn't expect that he would go 1-1-1 build. Most voids in these games go 2-0-1, but just the value of dilation in this game, I'm a big fan of him skilling it here to have that one value point, give them a kill.
Weeha is such a happy man right now. King RD may be just as happy if he can, with the 2 points in Brain Sap. He'll start with the Nightmare, hit him a couple of times, and then just Brain Sap, not enough. Roger, another Bramble. Keeps King RD away, and okay, he actually gets hit by the other Bramble too. As she taunts her way to safety.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Close call. Yeah, Alk got the perfect camp.
Radiant are scanning.
The dream camp for Alchemist is the golems, because they split. You get so much extra gold from the Greevil Screed, from the little ones.
Pain are going to take 3 of the bounty runes. It was Ramses who committed him with Time Walk. HFN can't go anywhere. He got hit by Time Dilation, so his cooldowns take forever. But Penitence, he's got Time Walk in 3 seconds time. 3 seconds will be too long for Ramses to be able to escape.
Instant tip.
You got to tilt him the whole way. Well, no one. He actually caught out Weeha. Weeha came back to the lane, still not level 6, didn't have the regeneration available.
He needs sentries in mid. When you're playing against TA, you need to have the sentries pre-placed when TA is about to hit level 6, or this will happen. No one level 7. 34 and 19.
They shackle up on bottom. Tavo's in trouble. Has to swashbuckle himself up, but the damage output from Roger.
Should have just let me.
It's only 1 point, 2 points, sorry, it is up, actually in the Shadow Realm. Solo, thinking about the glimpse on the Weaver. Timing was a little bit wrong for it, though. Oh, King RD, you don't want to be part of that. Especially when no one's able to get the denial side blade hit onto you. And Weehan's back into farm mode. Roger, trying to cause problems for him. Brambles everywhere. And they'll burn the shrine. Roger, Curse Crown will arm just to escape from King RD. There's no real chase going on.
Oh, Tavo missed the swashbuckle. Completely whiffed it. Could have maybe been a kill if that connected. So then he could have followed up with the shield crash, but no cigar. Top tower, however, looks to be claimed here by Pain.
Yep. Time dilation from Ramses. HFN's in a little bit too deep, so wall is up, movement speed is low, and HFN with the penitence. Ramses will have to time walk himself away, so Dire actually take the tower up on top. No one's trying to finish the tower in the mid, but that's why King RD is twitching in the trees. Hoping for a little bit of disable. And to cause some problems for no one.
Normally.
Tavo.
Do get that sentry down in mid.
Windrun and focus fire. He feels very heavily pressured.
Yeah. This is looking great for VP. You look at the gold, and it's like Pain are a little bit ahead, but they've also claimed a tower and they have an alchemist. So if they are just balancing this game like this, it's fine.
Great
Pain
TA
mid.
trap. Well, it already does the original damage, made it difficult for him to run away, and Solo finds the kill.
Tower going.
And with the Observer Ward, oh, he's actually going to almost claim him, 7 HP. The Bramble won't hit. They know Alchemist is low. Roger almost was able to snipe out the Alchemist. And meanwhile, Alchemist is farming, and he got bottle charges. All right.
He goes level 6.
Oh, okay, Tavo. Wide ball. Don't think he actually wanted to hit that anyway.
Exactly, he didn't want to hit that. I think that was on purpose. Lots of extra gold for Wii. This is a double golem camp. Look at the money.
Alright, it's starting to real rack up.
Well, he got a farmed camp. He's rich, and still 1,100 gold behind TA. No one is fat. He is so farmed this game.
Rams actually chronoed HFN underneath the tier 2 tower. More surprisingly, HFN was underneath the tier 2 tower. He went real deep. Radiance build is going to be the name of the game for Weeha after having the treads in Aquila. Templar Assassin's going to go directly in for Desolator.
You want to give a guess for the timing on Deso? What do you think?
Let's see. The towers to be brought down. I'm going to say 11 minutes.
Okay. That's really fast.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good time. No one basically has complete free farm this game. And they knew it. They had the info they needed. They knew it was an Alchemist mid. Nobody else wants to go to play that lane, so advantage of last pick in this situation.
HFN is also having a good time though. Like, okay, maybe not for the death underneath the tier 2 tower, but he's also had a lot of that top lane all by himself. It's not like the Alchemist has to try and bring everything back. Bane, Brain Snap will give him a little bit more life. Tambo with a jump forward. Ramsey doesn't have Chronosphere, but that time dilation causes problems for Pain just to bail out of here. They initiated with so many abilities that he just can't outrun it. But Talvo can swashbuckle away.
Good kills.
Yeah, Wind Ranger. No one needs to slow him down.
for
Oh,
two.
this will work. Glimpse into the Meld Strike, and Dust has got no armor. There's no one with a little bit of extra
Your
cash.
death was a secret I could no longer
They're going up to Tavo.
Yeah, they don't want to let him have the bounties.
The wall
Wanna
is
pressure
up.
him away.
It's a good Chen army, however, just sitting on the hillside. No one can't push it. Ramses wants to. Time dilation's on cooldown for the moment. Ramses comes a lot of damage, but just shrugs it off with a time walk. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Roger being hunted as he goes for his own, tries to defend his own bounties.
A golden thread.
That power
Remember-
shot really hits hard.
Remember when I talked about Power Shot versus Weaver?
Yeah.
It's nasty. It's a level 4 Power Shot max charge there, so.
Rewoven.
450 magic damage nuke. It's basically Lacuna Blade.
Oh, Duster. Penitence is up. So is Chrono in 6 seconds' time. Tavo, King RD, they're all around. You got Disruptor on the way. Storm is available for solo. He'll have to use it instantly to cancel the Fiend's grip. It's already too late. Ramses has fallen, and Pain looking to capitalize on the mistake. Solo can't get up the hill. Both players go down.
Normally.
A couple of extra kills for them. They're doing well. Overall,
More,
they're
more space as well for Weeha to
exactly
continue his farm.
That is why this is important. These moves succeeding is good in it on its own. But having an alchemist that benefits from the space is why it's really useful. Weeha's catching up in a big way right now, closing in on the relic,
Radiant's
Yeah, 600 gold.
is under
and they're
attack.
still
Behind
pushing
the net
bottom
with
at the
the
same
TA.
time. This is good stuff. This is how you play with alchemist. You make moves
But now
on
they
the map
waited
pressure.
too long. Jump up, Chronosphere perfectly on the market. Doesn't grab the Chen creeps, however, and Solo doesn't actually have the ultimate. With Hand of God, had they bought enough time, a Nightmare can hold back one person, and that one person is no one. The Shackles, so much support arrives. Tavo swashbuckles down, but he's got the Curse Crown on him. He cannot continue the run away. Ramses and Roger finding the
Radiant's
kills.
bottom tower is under attack.
TP back to safety was successful for King RD. But Alchemist not involved. Weaver still farming top. Are you actually happy with that? Like, that's just Chrono down again for
That's-
like 2 minutes.
I think that's fine for Pain. They, like you said, sure, they lose a couple of heroes, but the involvement from VP there was massive. They brought so many heroes while HFN and Weeha were farming the whole time. I think
And Weeha's
That's a win overall.
now, like, he's got enough money for a relic.
Golem camp again.
Yep.
He's getting his fair share of luck here. The camp. The Alch camp. On this spawn.
Kura's already bringing the relic over now.
Yep.
No time being wasted. At this rate, you'll have the Radiance by 13.
Yeah, not bad considering he got destroyed in lane. Oh, a little bit extra.
Yeah.
TA trap. Usually get 25 gold. He got, what was that?
Radiant's
61
bottom tower is
for that?
under attack.
Sure.
Oh, what was it?
Radiant
No, did he get,
structures
how much did he
are
get? Plus
fortified.
28, I think?
Are
Yeah.
scanning.
I didn't see exactly.
Yep. 61 gold for a TA trap. Not bad.
Like, they're going to get the money for the bottom tower as well.
Oh, he got the trolls to spawn skeletons. He is getting everything the way he wants it right now. Except that one little creep. Oh.
Roger's going for him. No one. They have a glimpse. They'll pull him back over into the Cursed Crown. Bonus damage. Chemical Rays just came back off cooldown. He'll get it off, but
Big kill.
cannot regenerate in time. Even bigger because it sets back. He could not buy the recipe in time.
Yeah.
So
Solo-
Radiance is not up.
Solo got the last hit on that one. That's a big amount of gold. And this is the, in a way, the biggest weakness of Alchemist. It's one thing he's not that strong in lane, but kills on him are so valuable because of how he's almost always going to be ahead on net worth. You've got to be careful as Alch
Radiant's
to not
bottom
give away
tower
too many
is under
kills.
attack.
Deaths are one thing, but the gold you give to the enemy team.
Courier kill.
Oh, yep.
Dire's courier
Got
has
it.
been killed.
Speaking of giving the enemy team stuff. There you go. Did it have the relic on it?
No.
Okay, so Alch at least
The,
didn't.
the relic was already delivered when they were killing off Alchemist. That was doing a delivery down south towards Pain.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But Pain Gaming, like they knew where VP were moving. Readiness scanning, looking for where Pain are farming, but Alchemist goes back to mid lane to farm up the remainder of his Radiance, and the rest of Pain are all on bottom lane.
Normally.
The natural response to a pause.
Yeah, I have time to hit different buttons. That's what you do.
What's Ramses going to do with his gold? He's had the gold for... Oh, wait, never mind. I am seeing TA's gold when I click Ramses. How much gold does he have?
Ramses has 1,800.
How do you know?
Because Wait, what the hell?
Because when a hero is disconnected, when you click it, the gold that you
Yeah,
see is
it
the
was
gold of
someone
the hero
else's.
you clicked before.
Yeah, it said 1,800.
So I was wondering. I was like,
exactly
what is
the
he
same
saving
thing.
up for? He could finish his Mask of Madness, but he has... Yeah, there we go. He's getting it now. Yeah.
Makes sense. Little things you learn.
Dire's top tower
HUD
is
doesn't
under
update when
attack.
game is paused.
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower
bottom
is
lane.
under attack.
TP in from TA, looking to force back Pain Gaming, and they will retreat.
Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, Rogers.
Can they kill this guy?
If Pasha can get a good shackle, then I would say yes, because then they can follow up with a perfect ramble.
Try.
And the shackle, it's there, into a terrorize, and showing no chemical rage can come in. Nightmare, it actually cancels for half a second. Then chemical rage Fiend's grip, it's a full turnaround. The Nightmare was even taken off by Pasha, allowing them to hold him in place and just charge through. Tavu! Rolling Thunder. Working perfectly.
Yep. One kill for Weehaw.
And Solo has to glimpse him away.
Time is money.
Bounty Rune was grabbed. So all 4 for VP once again. It's a lot of
Radiant's middle
gold.
tower is
Obviously
under
added
attack.
value getting the bounties when you're playing against Alchemist, because he gets a lot more gold from them than the other heroes do. So very good news for VP that they got all 4 there. And finally Weehaw has now overtaken TA. It took him 15 minutes.
They're jumping after Duster. Can't find the Lions to hit him though, because they don't see up the hill. That's the problem. And Faces Void goes the wrong way. They have to go the other way where the Observer Board is. They'll see Tavo, Weehaw, and King RD all go under it. They really want to fight. Mask of Madness up for Ramses. Roshan's available, and that's where they'll be headed next.
We haven't seen much of HFN this game. I don't know if I like this item build. I feel like it's a bit of a remnant of the past going Lincolns like this. What we see most of the Weavers do is they rush for high-value items. They get Dragonlance, they get Maelstrom, and then they get Ags in a lot of the games we've seen. And like this, HFN, he's taking a long time to build up, and he has an Alchemist that needs to build up.
That's a double damage over on no one. The Centaur stun definitely reveals this fact. As Centaur dies, we even cops 2 psionic traps and a Psyblade spill damage.
Gotta be very wary of Pangolier in this position on the map.
Yeah.
He's so good in the pit.
There's bugs across all of VP2, so King RD nuked down by no one. 2 hits will do the work. Pangolier bouncing around Pasha, goes through the Dark Willow as well, so Weehaw will find that kill, but Ramses, the rebuttal, the double chrono, no one lines it up, and he's actually spilled damaging through so hard!
Under attack.
Duster wants to run away,
Wow,
but
what a
right
combo.
now, no one could not have had this any better.
Get out
Structures are fortified.
and get into the rush pit.
Has fallen liberated.
But
Radiant's
again,
top tower
so
is under
in this
attack.
situation, just awesome spellcasting from VP in this
Radiant
situation.
structures
Really, really
are
nicely done.
fortified.
I would still like to see from Pain that, you know, oh, he's going to get out now.
Yep.
When you have Alchemist,
top tower
we talked
has
about
fallen.
how we really like the way the other heroes were playing aggressively in bottom, making space, pressuring. Weaver is building like he's the true position 1 this game. But
Yeah.
that's Alchemist. When Alchemist is in the game as a core, he's number 1. Alka number 1. That's just how it is. So you gotta, I think you gotta build a less ambitious item build on Weaver. Get something faster. Join your team. In this fight, for example, who knows? If he has a Maelstrom and a Dragonlance instead of this almost finished Lincolns, perhaps that could have been the X factor in that fight that would have swung it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I just, it looks, I'm not a fan of this game of this way of doing it. It's
Tavo.
very greedy.
They just had to have the vision. Tavo tries to rolling thunder away. Does it actually have a timing where it dodges glimpse?
The,
Rolling thunder?
well, if you get it off, you're magic immune when it's rolling.
Yeah.
So
So it would have actually cancelled it at the time, but couldn't get it off in time.
Big kill here for Pain. They find the Faceless Void. Kill goes to Weehaw. He's going to continue pushing out top, running down that lane, working on his Manta style. So going for the classic Alchemist build with the, of course, the nowadays very popular Ring of Aquila that we see on lots of heroes being purchased in this tournament.
VP are on the hunt. Trying to find their target, and Weeha presents himself nicely. Concoction locked in, even the golems hold him in position. And a 1.5 second cooldown, that concoction.
Sorry, boss. Nice.
Is Razil his boss?
Huh?
Razil's the little guy that rides on the back. Oh, Roger.
Yeah.
Tavo just looking for the solo kill.
There's nothing to connect with the. Oh, that's ambitious.
Meanwhile, HFN finds Ramses in the mid. Okay, yeah. Ramses gets rid of the Scarab Beetle pretty quickly.
But yeah, the guy on top the guy on top of the ogre is called Razil, right? Razil
Yes.
Dark Brew or something.
Yeah, it's Razil.
Yeah.
Razil is his name.
Oh, is that Timbers? No, Timbers is called Rizrak or something.
Yeah.
They have some weird names. Those Oglodi? Is that Oglodi or not Oglodi? No, they're
Glody?
Axes and Oglodi. They're not Oglodi. What are these? Are they just gnome? Is he a gnome?
I
guess he's just a gnome or a
He
goblin.
looks like a gnome.
Or a goblin. He might be a goblin. I don't know. No, Oglodi is Axe's kin. I don't know who else is Oglodi. I forgot. Ask Slacks.
Yeah, he does not look like an Eclodian unless
Oh, they're
he's...
Keen, I think. I just saw someone say it's Keen. Yeah, Keen.
Keen.
Keen. Keen Gaming.
Sure.
Bottom tower?
Yeah, HFN's taking it. Ramses, Chrono, Duster. He's already sending him back. HFN, he needs a little bit more time, and he has got it. Away to safety.
Close call.
MVP.
The hidden ones have blessed me.
Blink Dagger for Wind Ranger. Initiation time for Pasha.
Well, he's nailing the shackles every time, so if he can position himself easier, he'll nail them every more time.
Well, he may not have a life in a second. Nope, blinks away.
Convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. They knew he was there too. The Observer Ward was down.
Man, no one is so far. I still can't get over how he's keeping up with an Alchemist as TA. Nobody really keeps up with Alk, but his farm is so enormous this game.
It's not like even Weehar's been held back. Like, he's still been farming up inside the jungle. Yeah, he's had to transition a little bit.
He's got 4 deaths and no one has 0. That has
That
an impact.
helps.
It makes a difference, believe it or not.
Yeah. No one did
Oh,
grab...
didn't get the side.
No one did actually grab
side.
6 kills as well.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
Now
under
they
attack.
fortify as the TA trap triggers on the creep wave.
Are fortified.
The mid lane, Blink Shackle, using the range creep just to hold Duster in position. And then stylishly wind running focus firing. Trade-off may be the top tower though. HFN's going to enter the base.
Yeah.
We're 21 minutes in, and it's the Weaver who's hitting into the tier 3 tower. Catapult, range creeps, they have no fortification available.
Damn, he's doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, and Ramses has no Chronosphere to really stop him.
Half a tower. He got 2/3 actually.
Yeah, and the catapult's not done.
Damn.
One more. Mid lane. Pasha was looking for the shackle, but once again, Nightmare makes them change their target. Solo puts down the ultimate, but it's all no one in the back lines. At least it's a nightmare for him. He has to wait a little longer. Pasha
Aegis
frees
down.
him from his bonds, and yep, Aegis is gone. No one triggers the BKB. Worrying about Roger, who's still got the Terrorize available. Duster has no life available. 3 hits to do the job. Pasha, HFN, he wants this. The shackle! Pasha hits him invis, blinks away, and then TP's away to safety. Tavo can't reach him, and now they're going for more kills. VP, Roger, Ramsey, Solo, all together. Maybe they can find something here, but the Chronosphere, it'll lock all 3 players from Pain Gaming. Next level indeed. Pangalia, he'll be locked up, but they want HFN, and he'll jump back into the TA Trumps and the Terrorize. All the control VP can muster. They dish out.
That was so close from Ramses. I thought he was going to chrono a lot earlier than that, but just barely got it off, and then time walked off his full HP bar, basically. Healed himself like a good 1200 there.
Oh, King Adi.
Basically, with that patience... Oh, and he's dead.
How many shackles can Pasha land?
Tower is under attack.
Styling on him here. Super nice plays all around from VP.
Dire's middle tower has
Just
fallen.
feels like no one is an unstoppable force. I guess BKB comes off cooldown. That's 9 seconds now, and he's looking at the MKB. Straight up heavy hitter. And
Yep.
Solo's ready to gain vision control. Well, hello, Weeha. He found his target. Tavo will come in to help out. At the same time, Chen dies.
Feels good getting 3-shot by TA. I'll tell you from experience, it's a really nice feeling.
And you survive 3 shots.
You're just walking around, trying to place a ward, and this guy comes in, it's like, what are you gonna do? Oh,
No one.
no one testing his PKB, it works.
Yep, hits HFN, and that also works. HFN thinks, oh, maybe I can go back in for this fight. Weeha was looking for the fight up on top. Doesn't dodge his concoction with a Manta style. But they are getting momentum on that top lane once again. Trying to relieve the tension of VP surrounding their base. With VP just over the course of the last 10 minutes have really grabbed a chokehold in this game.
One of me ain't enough.
And VP are going to keep trying to control the map until the next Roshan, which they want to claim. And then they probably want to try to end the game with that, actually. Although, but...
Oh, no one.
Oh,
Actually,
it's fine.
yeah, it's fine. He's got refraction up.
Yep.
I also realized, too, he switched off MKB. He's going in for a Daedalus. Straight pop kill.
Yep. It's going to hit
Bottom lane.
real hard.
HFN. All right, they'll chrono him. He actually didn't need to do that. There was 6 seconds left on Chikuchi, and he didn't have time lapse. So, message was sent.
I think he didn't have time lapse because he got dilated, right?
Yep.
So he must have been close. I mean,
Close to dilation.
Ramses doesn't know
wearing
this.
off. Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't know for sure if he can pull that kill off or not, so better safe than sorry.
Concocts as quick as he can. Tavo runs right over the top of the Dark Willow. Weeha would like to go for a little bit more. He's actually bringing the Curse Crown in. Roger terrorizes them away. The Shackles just keeping Bane out of this fight, but it won't keep Tavo out. Jumps and shield crushes down onto Roger. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off. The Weaver died before.
They got the bounties though. VP got all the bounties again against Alchemist. They're putting a lot of emphasis on this.
Concoction needs the target.
Oh, he
finds
found
Pasha. Tavo swashbuckling.
I think Tavo got fogged for a moment. He wanted to shackle Wee on that concoction, but we just fogged him for a moment there in the tree line. Yeah, that's some easy money for him.
Yeah, Weed's going to push bottom lane. There's no tier 2 tower down here, so they don't claim that. In fact, maybe they want to remove that tier 1 tower from mid lane. Roshan's up in 2 minutes' time, and they will want to try and clean off the area.
Remember, by the way, in this game, it's a 4K gold lead for VP, but it is against an Alchemist. And generally, Alchemist lineups are supposed to be clearly ahead on gold. So this lead for VP is bigger than it looks. They are very far ahead in this game. If they can just keep control, keep scaling toward the late game. Alchemist also falls off as a hero. We're not there yet. He obviously has lots of room to grow.
Yep.
But at this time, this is when Alchemist likes to peak and have 3 or 4 items, and Weeha is just... he's
Solo's
below
ready to
par.
fight. Storm comes up, but Alchemist gets his chemical rage off, so Weeha can stand inside the Storm. Wants to prepare a little bit more as Tavo into the back lines, just bouncing through practically everyone, but no one also the back lines. King RT protects himself thanks to the extra Nightmare, but how long until the chrono? 10 seconds before it's up. That may be 10 seconds too long, or maybe not when no one arrives. They have the Sentry Ward, so HFN couldn't just hide inside Shikuchi. But it's disrupted to go down. He burned his big ultimate.
Yeah, they wanted to try to hold that tower, but without Chronosphere, it's really hard. And Pain Gaming going for this play knowing that the Chrono is still on cooldown after Weaver's death bottom. So they take full advantage. I'm not sure if that was some miscommunication by VP there, whether Chrono was up or not, or if Solo hoped that they could defend the tower.
It just looked like a good opportunity. But
Yeah,
if Chemical Rage didn't come off, then
Exactly.
that would have been the fight for VP.
It was definitely possible if they managed to catch him in the storm before the ulti from Alk, but not the case.
How does no one have so much? Like, he's already looking at his MKB now after finishing the Daedalus.
Well, yes. Oh, let's see.
He has 10 kills with 0 deaths.
He's 10-0 and has 10 CS per minute. Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Scanning.
Roche about to spawn. 10 seconds. VP know that I believe this is close to max timer, so they know that it will be about to spawn.
They have the trap anyway. So they drum charge up. They're looking for a hero kill.
Oh, can they get a glimpse here?
Well, they'll need to have the vision, however.
Weeha.
Okay, they got the vision now, but
Oh,
they'll
wow.
glimpse it
Oh,
back
wow.
up,
Okay,
but
he's
Weeha will walk into it. He has the chemical rage up, and Tavo, the perfect run through. He'll Yule Scepter and then crush back down again. Weeha will still end up going down to no one. The Tavo's control with the Fiend's Grip. They can get something, which is over on Roger, but Ramses, he's gone through this entire fight without having to use the chrono, and they've still got 3 kills. Now he'll use it, trying to save his disruptor. King RD cannot get in range. In fact, he's in range of no one. Glimpse him back over. No one says thank you very much. Melt Strike. And they go high ground. Screw Roshan.
This
You
will be a
win
really
games.
expensive hold. 2 buybacks. It's not enough. 3 buybacks.
And VP will say, okay.
Okay, that'll do. Oh, will it? No one's still there. Oh.
There's money to be
I
claimed.
don't like this creep wave. Let's just one-shot that head out. Straight to Roche they go. 4 on 3 for 30 seconds. And they probably feel very confident, especially because they see Alchemist in mid. They're going to trap him up, slow him down. Will be purged off by Chemical Rage. But this also means that when Weehaw connects to the Roche pit, if he does,
His Chemical Rage will be on low.
it's going to be, running out. Oh,
So
okay,
he
didn't even make it there.
So, Aegis in the hands of no one. Cheese for Ramses. And no one almost has the money to finish up the MKB.
Tavo is exceptionally good in Pangolier, by the way. If you're seeing these fights,
Dire's bottom
he's
tower
making
is
them
under
look
attack.
really competitive because he is just pretty much playing perfectly with his... That fight, he got the triple stun, I think it was, on the Void, and then he got a
wants it.
double stun after
He wants
on
it.
2 others.
He really, really wants it. The TA Trap is watching where Pain Gaming is, and that's why they do their jump forward, chasing after the Dark Willow. She's already down to a little bit. Tavo nails it, but can't finish it. Maybe he can with the bug concoction. Money for Weehaw.
Yep.
And he's now gone the extra, so level 20 Arise for Alchemist, plus 400.
That talent is super strong.
How much is that's 800 damage for a concoction.
8-second cooldown. And
Sure.
that's before he gets the Octarine. When he gets Octarine, it's a 6-second cooldown. You can basically plop them out.
Radiant
Shiva's guard?
scan.
Yeah, finishes the Shivas. Octarine's next in his queue as battle for the runes.
Every coin
For the
helps.
ether.
VP still got the one on the bottom. And Pasha grabs both of the ones on top. Are they trying to get Weehaw to... Hang on. Oh, that was Pasha.
Bonus gold for the trap again. Weehaw pushing out mid. Seem to have a pretty good read on where VP's heroes are. Obviously knowing that the dead Dark Willow will probably make them wait for a bit. He's going to TP up. Do they have a smoke here?
Radiant's middle
This could be an
tower is
interesting
under
time for
attack.
VP to smoke up across and look for the top tier 2 tower. When you look at the map right now, it's the best objective for them to claim. They have a lot of vision on the bottom side, however, so they'll probably like to fight there. Oh, the mid tower is taking heavy damage, so Ramses on the job.
Yeah, he had to come back to defend it.
Radiant's
Void's
middle
wave clear
tower
so
is
bad.
under attack.
So slow. Finally got 2 siege creeps down.
And the creep wave still hitting the tower.
Yeah, he was thinking for a second he wanted to skip the next wave, but I think it got killed by TA traps, so we'll clean up here.
Yeah, Tavo's having a good time on bottom lane, forcing this in. Got some good money. Get him closer to finishing up the Vanguard. Then we'll TP home.
Is he built Crimson now? It's a bit late, I think.
Is it going to be Crimson, or does he actually even think about going
Abyssal?
Abyssal?
Yeah, maybe Abyssal. It's probably Abyssal. I think this is too late for Crimson. Courier on the way.
Yeah, he only needs to have some extra sustain. Smoke is up. They were just out of range of the TA trap, as in no one was standing on top of it. But they need a good jump. Ether Lens from King RD does give him some good range before he comes into the fight. But Tavo has been the initiator for this team. Observer and Sentry's in a nice spot. Obviously, that doesn't help you with smoke. And no one's close enough to actually break the smoke.
Do
No
want to
one-
correct myself from a moment ago, by the way. Just realized that I said there are plenty of vision for VP in the bottom area. That was 3 pain wards, so it's getting late, apparently. So I definitely think VP will be focusing their efforts around this bottom area is where Pain has been playing for a decent amount of time as well, and VP, you might as well control the sides of the map that you're in a better position on. So this mid wave is obviously super easy for TA to clean
They
up.
have a double damage rune.
Yep.
On no one. Of course, he'll battle the backdoor regeneration. He probably wants the creep way, which is a little bit further away. So you'll have to wait some time. Fortification is not available for Pain Gaming, but the team is. They've just arrived. Pangolier is just nudging in the top. Tavo will come back to fight. And yeah, there it is. Swashbuckle. No one cops a lot of damage. And with the Gemini attack, they help burn through these defensive refraction charges pretty quickly.
It's a little 4 and feeble as well. It's pretty annoying. Even TA. You know, you have a lot of damage, so you still have damage. But
Yeah.
minus 120 is annoying for any hero.
So he's got 230. And okay, now he'll have over 300.
He basically
when Enfeeble wears off.
he loses all his base damage when he gets enfeebled, basically.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, he's got enough for the MKB. The parts coming out in the courier. Now, once they take this bottom tier 2 tower, probably bounce over.
So they did
sell
end
the
up going
Aquila and
bottom
pick up the MKB.
It was the natural transition. They pushed out mid, wanted to pressure into the base, and the top wave of theirs just wasn't connecting. It's too far down. So they settled for the bottom tower at this point, and I don't know if VP can claim anything more right now, and I don't think they need to. They can do the rotation to the other side of the map now if they feel like. Now that bottom is taken care of, they can go for the top tower, or try to set a trap with a smoke. But it looks like a full-on disengage for now from Pasha. TP'd back, and he will start pushing out top. So
Yep.
the call has been made to start switching sides.
But that's why Pain Gaming come in. The call gets made, and Pain Gaming goes into a 4-man smoke. Alchemist, the only one not revealed, and they'll find a target
down.
as the Aegis does time out. Solo's in front of the pit, and Tavo starts the Rolling Thunder, bounces straight into him, bounces in again, misses the mark, has to bounce up, but then goes through two in the Fiend's Grip. It caught the Templar Assassin, but thanks to Roger's Terrorize, they all
my
run back
God, the
into the
damage.
Bramble. Absolutely perfect from Roger, frees them out, but of course, when TA and Disruptor are already dead, does that really matter? It does not.
Great recovery there from Tavo, because he failed a little bit on the first jump, but he managed to follow up, get over. They get the full duration
Oh, they
Fiend's
see
Grip.
him. Concoction. It's going to follow Ramsey's down. It's
gonna be fine.
They have that Dire Sentry ward in position. Another Concoction now coming off cooldown. Ramsey go for another jump. But Alchemist is waiting for it. But 70 seconds. If they can force a buyback on the TA, maybe they can finally start to hit into her finances.
If they can set up a fight like that again for Pain, where Pangolier gets on top of the TA, gets to hit her with Rolling Boulder, or Rolling Thunder, sorry, then Yule hit again, and then fall down and hit again, and then Swashbuckle. He basically pierced all the layers of refraction with that and Fiend's Grip and killed them off. It was mainly Pango killing the TA, actually, and he's the position 3 in their team. So if everything connects like that and VP are not in position to save TA, it's big. That was such a huge gold swing. That was an 8,000 fight.
Yeah.
That one fight.
Look at the experience graph. Look at that one dive down. Everyone's coming up in levels.
Head back to the gold and look at that.
Yeah,
That
it
is,
actually did the same dive.
It dove down to a Pain advantage.
This isn't even accurate right now. It's under 1,000. Now it's actually 1,000 advantage in the way of Pain. This has not crossed the line. Damn. Tia, obviously, she was 13 kills.
The kill on no one was super valuable.
So
Tavo got 1,400 gold that fight alone. That's Crimson. He did go Crimson.
Yep.
And now he's working on Aeon Disc. Now he changed his mind. He's going to go Greaves. So we'll go for the hybrid build with the offensive items in Maelstrom and the Yules, which is like a half defensive, half aggressive item, and then fall back for the Greaves plus Crimson for the team fight. Wants to tank up his team to stay alive against this TA and Void Burst. And they know that if they outlast the BKBs, their team fight afterwards is really, really strong. This got a lot more interesting. VP had this one by...
Tavo, he's ready for Pasha. Came underneath the Sentry Wall. They want to bounce it back over again, and with the Yules. I love how he just sits up in the air, ready to bounce back down again, and he goes into the Dark Willow. Tavo is just the bounce king. Jumps in, can't get the stun or the damage to kill off Dark Willow, but they're looking for Solo. Concoction's there for the stun and the heavy damage. A double kill for HFN and 2 heroes for VP that do not have buyback. Advantage is the bottom wave is pushing in nicely, so if no one wants to try and pressure this, maybe he can get Pain Gaming to retreat.
See if they get lucky with Roche. They did not. 1 minute respawn. So everybody will be alive. Would imagine Pain wants to take this mid-tier 2 tower and then take full control of the Roche area if they can. Get D-wards out, cover that part of the map, be patient, and play up there. Pangolier is so good in this area. This entire area is like Pango's favorite playground. The pit itself and this high ground area where we saw the fight before that they found TA with Pango, because all the distances between the cliffs are just like pretty much perfect for him to reset the cooldown on the stun. And if Pain can get a fight there with their vision, they're in a great position, but they're actually leaving the area for now.
They're bringing the vision out now. There's 2 sentries and 1 observer ward for Duster. They don't have much more to work with, unfortunately for them. But Tavo had to deal with bottom. That was the bigger problem they had. It was just the momentum the TA put in place before.
And they moved their entire team across those. So now VP can actually gain Roshan control. They know where the dire side are, or they have a pretty good idea.
They're actually... It seems like they're trying to re-establish control of their own jungle area.
Yeah, Roche is the biggest objective of the game right now. Weehaw has, by the way,
so big.
He's queued up in Aghanims. I guess he wants to give it to Weaver.
That would be the best thing. That way they can actually have someone high ground and just time-lapse out the damage.
It's a classic pairing, Alchemist Weaver, with time-lapse save for Alch, because he's such a hard kill. And then you kind of have to kill him twice.
Tavo.
Oh, yep.
Into
setting it
Rolling
up.
Thunder, and it was a bait. That was a very quick blink away, so Tavo will have that on cooldown for a minute.
Went for a quick drive.
That's
VP
that's
saw
actually
that,
really
right?
problematic. Yeah, they definitely saw that. They blinked out of it, and they're going in for Roshan. That's so much damage.
Radiant
So TA ripping it apart. The Alchemist illusions are coming over, but it's all way too late. Bramble will create all the space in the world. The Swarm will come in too. The Bastion into Ramsey is making it difficult, but no one. He has the Aegis to the Immortal. The Shackles out in mid. They will not latch. And Pain Gaming, is this really what you want? It is not. Time to back up.
Looks like Lincoln's is queued up for no one. Not. It's good against the Bane, but I feel like his bigger problem is actually that Pangolier. His teammates should be able to deal with the Bane. They have Glimpse, they have Chrono, they have Shackle Shot with Dagger, Terrorize. I'm not sure if he really needs this Lincoln's, but they will buy one on Void as well. So it looks like they're just trying to cover both of their cores. Wait, did he buy it? Did he buy an item?
The Faceless Void?
No, the TA. I thought no one had a lot of gold. Didn't he buy an item? Oh, he bought a Moon Shard. That's why. Okay.
Consumed. All
Yep.
right.
Consumed a shard. I was like, where
Yeah.
did his gold go?
Jump in.
Void. Oh, he missed!
Oh, he misses! And then Tavo! Right through him. Disruptor's gone. You can go into the realm, but Tavo will go back and snatch you in. Ramses will go on the run. BKB is up, so he's got the protection. Potentially, they could have turned around. Ramses has the refresher shard, but
Dire
after that, God, Tavo! Tavo!
Precious bounty.
He's played such an outstanding game.
We'll
I
take
think just all of the biggest plays from Pain really have come from this Pangolier. He loves this hero so much, and when they can grab it in a good game like this, he can put the team on his back. He still has a lot of room to grow as well.
There's another Aghanim Scepter about to be purchased. Weeha's got it queued up. Actually, has it purchased one yet?
That's the first
no,
one.
Yeah, yes.
He'll get the one for Weaver. I don't know. The one thing I feel for Pain later on in this game, when we get to like very late game, if they do get there, is who is going to deal the massive physical damage in the end? Are they counting on Weaver to do it, or will
It's gonna be
Weeha get a physical damage item on his Alchemist? Or is he just going to be this aura bot that runs around, gives Aghanims, and stays alive?
See,
Because
personally, I'd just love to see the Pangolier kind of almost change into this.
he's queued up this utility build, though, so I don't
Yeah.
think they're planning on having Pango carry. And Weaver's going Scotty, and that means Weaver won't be doing the biggest damage either.
your debt.
Maybe he's also thinking about the kind of sustain. Like, as long as they can live through the Chronosphere, what else is
That's
left
a fair
for VP
point. That's
to
another
throw?
way of looking at it. You will win the extended fights, even if you don't burst anyone, but as long as you can force the BKBs and live,
Yeah,
that is very true. But late game, Void with Refresher Shard,
yeah.
are you going to actually survive? It's
Oh, they're
tough.
coming in for the kill. Look for that blink concoction. Pasha is going to be on the receiving end, and he'll have to BKB.
Oh, they caught him.
They actually caught HFM, but Tavo, he's there again. Full heroes on the rolling thunder stun. Yosep, they're up. He knocks Dark Willow up, and he's back in for the fight. Over to Assault, but the Fiend's grip on Ramses. He'll get the cheese off. He's back up and running, but in comes Weeha. Another concoction stun. They want no one. They need to kill off no one, but Ramses! Chrono's the back line. No one's still dying. The Aegis Immortal will pop over on him, as there was the kill onto King RD, but concoction
Shard,
back
shard,
up
shard.
again, and another Chronosphere to be there. Alchemist has been given a little bit more life, but will it be enough? He is standing his ground, but still gets brought down. It's Tavo who's really the main man of this fight. He is having a one-man war against everybody else inside of VP that wasn't around that Chrono.
They just want to fight against Aegis. Was that Aegis,
Aegis,
cheese, and Refresher Shard, and
Yes.
they won the fight without buying back anyone?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. The biggest problem for VP in this fight actually is the secondary Chrono, where Ramses does catch, I believe it was the Bane +1? I don't remember exactly who got in the Chrono, but he got the TA on the edge. That was the big problem. No one kind of got screwed over by the Chrono of Ramses. Couldn't get the damage done, and he got killed off during it. These Chronos, they need to be a little bit sharper. We've seen a miss from Ramses. Now we've seen one of them was pretty good. He got the two-man Chrono, but the second one, I think it was actually Alchemist.
Yeah, Alchemist was... No, Alchemist was still outside of it. Alchemist was still fighting up against the TA.
So was it Weaver he got? Honestly, I don't
Yeah.
even remember. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
true chaos, but it's more about the number of heroes. Disregard who it was in that Chrono. First Chrono gets 2 guys, but they got, I think, 1 kill out of that. The second Chrono just did not work. Getting the TA in that, it was kind of almost worse than not casting it, the second chrono that he refreshed for. I was looking for it because I checked his mana and his shard, and I was like, okay, he's second chrono, it's coming up, and, well, it was a letdown.
They need to find ways to get control. Whoops. Not ready to start just yet. We had double taps.
These Pain guys, they make some really entertaining games. It's like every game with Pain, you just don't know what you're going to get.
But you know what?
It's like a mixed bag of treats.
This is the way I kind of just want to watch the game now. We just sit on Tavo, like perspective cam.
That's going to get... You're going to get...
It's going to be real
You're going to get nausea.
Motion sickness.
You're going to get nausea from that.
Yeah, I just love the way he does it. Like, he jumps in. It's like, oh, we can go on this guy. And then he Yule Scepters instantly.
Yeah, he
then
plays,
comes down, hits the ground, then stun, stun, stun. Goes again.
he plays really fast. He reacts extremely quickly to the situations that arise. He just instantly rolling thunders and goes for it. It's making a very big difference in these fights. They got that really long lockdown. Actually, the start to the fight for Ramses, when they found the initial fight, Ramses still had, I think, 10-second cooldown on Chrono. And that's why he ended up getting Fiend Script and caught by Tavo with the counter jump. I think Ramses didn't actually realize he had cooldown on Chrono. The way he jumped in, it seemed like he was ready to go.
Oh, they're going to attempt this. Pasha's already prepping the wind run. He needs the extra help to come up from Roger to go for Tavo. And Tavo feels so cocky. He's running down to take the next... Okay, yeah, he looks so cocky. He's going for the next one. Shield Crush and then bounces out before Pasha even arrives. And they thought he went down. He went up. And now Tavo's like, all right, you thought you had me? You had nothing. And they're looking for Roger. Yule Scepter up. There's a secondary bounce. Bounce into the Shield Crush. And HFN, the Terrorize, will buy them the time to TP away to safety or just run it out.
Now all of VP's heroes are back alive, but this is starting to be a really big advantage now for Pain. What did Weeha buy? He must have got gold for another item, right?
Was there another Aghanim Scepter? Like, you got one, there's Chen, nope, 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 nope,
Not seeing one. Okay. Did you pull the shard or something? No. Okay, I guess it just didn't really make much money in the last 2 minutes.
Come on, Alchemist. Where's my dividends? Where's my return of investment?
Where's my car?
Sorry. I didn't invest into Synth Coin. I don't get to own a car.
Synth Coin. So, what's next on the docket here? Oh, it's just...
Yeah, it's just illusions. And the Cursed Crown as well, but you can hear the concoction. That one's a real one from Weeha. Ready to jump up. They have the information on Pasha.
Quick reaction.
Concoction will fly forward. So they'll clean up the wave and then just send a couple of illusions forward that will not achieve anything apart from helping to push in the mid.
No item queued up for Weeha. It's
Courier's coming at the moment for Duster.
It's going to tell us a lot what he queues up because I think the Aghanims that he can give now are not valuable enough. Like the Bane one is not that good. The Chen one is pretty decent actually. He could give Chen one and get some good creeps.
Just give the stats to Tavo.
Maybe he could give...
On Tavo, speaking of him, and he jumps, faces Void, another knockdown. The Centaur creep will get the stun, and Ramses uses the BKB. A full Terrorize, and Pangalier's running unwillingly towards the north. That's a huge kill if they can take Tavo. He looks to bounce up, has to use the Swashbuckle because the Shield Crush didn't get him up. But Hand of God being burnt just to save him.
Trade-off of spells, the Terrorize as well, and the Void BKB. Now down to 5 seconds.
Not made in China. We need to get that momentum back in the lanes. So HF.
We have bot travels. He's going to start concentrating a bit more on getting waves pushed out so they can look to find pickoffs, I think. That's the idea here. Actually looking for one top. Solo's not ready for this.
Yeah, they concoct him forward. He'll glimpse it back out. The damage output. He tried to glimpse.
BKB.
Yep. You almost don't notice it when he's that big.
It's a kill. It's not the biggest kill in the world, but something. He's going to be able to push this wave out nice and far.
Tava's getting so much money. He's going for a Mjolnir. So we'll add Disco Rolling Thunder. No TA trap for you.
Do you go Refresher Shard on this hero in the end? I feel like you do.
For Pangolier to get the double Rolling Thunder?
I think you do, actually. He went for the Swashbuckle cooldown. It's just... if he gets a Refresher Shard, that would be amazing for Pain. If they can get a Rosh and a Shard for this guy.
Yeah.
But it feels like when he's in Rolling Thunder, that's when they're really in control in the fights.
Unless he just turns this into a full Swashbuckle spam and realizes that he needs the damage output.
Yeah, I still would like to see that just come from the Weaver with a Moonshard from Alchemist, and Weaver just buys 1 or 2 damage items. MKB is about to be complete if he wants to not have the gold for buyback.
Yeah, he still needs 30 gold before he has buyback. And that's a dangerous proposition against Virtus Pro. One fight goes wrong, and then all of a sudden, no buyback available. Still haven't taken out these tier 3 towers yet, so no attacks onto shrines possible. And Alchemist is trying to stop Ramses from pushing in the top lane. There's too many lanes to keep track of. That's why, as you said before, the BTs for Weeha. Doesn't see Ramses. He'll stun himself. Actually triggers the Lincolns on Ramses. Is that even intentional?
Why does that work?
He doesn't even see him. That shouldn't have worked, right? That's an AoE click. How did he trigger the Lincolns?
I don't think that should work.
HF, he found no one. Starts the attack, able to get the Weaver bugs onto him, slows him down with the Skadi, but thanks to Refraction, he does not have his Blink Dagger put on cooldown. Double TP's coming in as the Chronosphere, but Nightmare. They couldn't instantly kill off Dust, so Ramses burns to BKB. And then Hand of God. How much life did he instantly get from this? And Rolling Thunder, he's on the staircase. Ramses dies! It's Pain Gaming who take it. Ramses says, I do not agree with this. Money, give me a second chance. Bane, he's caught in the trees, shackled up. Support is coming in, a Nightmare, as Wind Ranger actually blinked away. Pain Gaming still haven't lost anyone yet, but they take everything from Virtus Pro, pushing them back in. Solo caught out in the middle of the open.
They have buybacks here, but this is going to be really expensive.
Radiant's
They already used the buyback on Void.
They don't have Chronosphere.
No Chrono, yeah.
Like, without Chrono, how do you even take this fight? Pasha's trying to intercept the creep wave at the moment, but they're losing their tier 3 tower. They have a creep wave still with them, Pain Gaming, as Tavo jumps in with a swashbuckle. Remember, low cooldown, he'll come back again. As they go on towards No One, he blinks away quickly. BKB for No One is still not back up again yet, as the rotation of Pain comes to mid.
Well, what's the call? Are they going to just hold these buybacks and lose 2 lanes?
Oh, there goes the concoction once again. Shackle is nice. There's the buyback from Disruptor. He still doesn't have that ultimate for 5 seconds, and it will be up. Weeha, the man on the front lines, now joined by Tavo. Concoction, stunned. They're chaining it perfectly onto the Faceless Void. Ramses needs to die, but they haven't got him yet, or maybe they do. Tavo in so deep. The bash, the stun. They can't control him, however, and No One needs to run away. Too much slow. The Skadi's doing work. Buyback is there for TA. No One has to be back in this game as Roger looks for the Bramble, able to get the root onto King RD. Any kill will be a kill. Even the Psyblaze spill damage was almost enough to kill him, but now the time lapse, it comes in from the Weaver. It will not be enough to save the Bane, but this mid racks 115 HP regenerating. It will be able to survive. The top was not so lucky, but the TPs are coming north. VP do not want to give this up just yet. Pasha into the Invis win run. The Pain Gaming have left, and they'll look towards Roshan.
That was the most expensive hold. That cost them, how much gold was that? Like 10K?
I'm looking at a creation of the Grand Canyon.
I think they paid 10,000 gold to defend their mid-racks, basically. And now, if they don't get this Roche, if this Roche goes the way of Pain, I think the game is almost over. Like, they have to get an Aegis and Cheese, and especially the Refresher Shard onto Ramses. The Chronos just aren't there.
Well,
Pain Gaming's positioning is too good. They have saves.
Well, you see where Pain Gaming have gone. Ramses has a double damage rune. We have another Aghanim Scepter.
It's going to Chen.
It did go towards Chen. So bring in the Ancients. He's got an Ancient Prowler. Ramses, get the hell out of there.
Bugs on Roger. He doesn't have buyback.
Yep, he can't get out of this one. Concoction Sun, however, Alchemist couldn't target it, so Roger has a little bit of time, tries to terrorize, can't get it done. One small thing is Solo sells everything he has by Tranquil Boots and picks up an Aghanim Scepter. So you'll have a big ultimate from Solo. It has to count, and Roshan's the place to make it so. He doesn't even have money to actually have a TP scroll to get out there. He has to walk it out, get the chrono, follow up ultimate. This is it, all or nothing. Ramses captures out 3. Now Solo land the ultimate, land the combination. They can't use any abilities. It's buying time for No One to attack, but no! King RD grabs him on the back lines. HFN will still die. Pasha does the work. Time dilation. They actually buy back and timelines HFN back into the engagement. They want the Roshan because Faceless Void is down. If they can pick up No One, that'll be the biggest one for them. Wind Ranger, she's got buyback, but it's No One. He's the critical one. Still enfeebled up. Divine Rapier is on this Templar Assassin, and Tavo trying to go for the chase. Can't buckle over. Solo, he's hidden for the moment, but King RD's on the hunt. What they really want is No One. They need that Divine Rapier. That 566 plus damage on the TA needs to belong to Pain to win this game all out. And HFN sees him.
Radiant's
Gonna go for the top range Rex for
barracks are
now.
under
It's
attack.
easy clear up. 80 seconds on Void. They have absolutely no way of taking this fight without Chrono, but they're gonna have to. Like, what are you supposed to do?
You fight. You fight or you die. Maybe they can fight against Megas. That's one way to do it, but it won't matter. 74 seconds is the time limit for it. They
need
don't
the
have
static.
buybacks
They
in
need
now.
static. They need static. They have to wait for Solo to get static.
Wait for it. Wait for
Oh,
it.
good
It's
shackle.
up. The shackle is perfect. Solo will get the static storm, locking in the Alchemist. He tries to run out thanks to the Terrorize, and Alchemist will fall. He can buy back, and that's exactly what happens. Beating in towards the mid lane. You have the return of Weeha. You'll step the up. Concoction's done, and this is the death of no one. It should be the GG call out now. He cannot come back. The Rapier is lost, and Pain Gaming get a draw against Virtus Pro. It means so much in such a tight group.
This is the best game I cast all tournament. That was super good. Both teams played really, really well. I think the standout performer in this game for me, definitely Tavo on the Pangolier. So many good moments, but everybody did their fair share. We had a couple of clutch, really important nightmares. We had Fiend Scripts. HFN ended up doing a lot of work in the game toward the end, even though, like I said earlier, didn't really like his item build in particular, but still it got the job done. We had, I feel like we didn't see that much of Chen. There were no real sendback saves are so hard to do now that it takes 6 seconds.
There was the one on bot
There was one
lane,
bottom, that's
and
true.
then that was it.
It takes 6 seconds. How do you send back people in 6 seconds against TA?
Yeah, but he
That's
did
pretty
his
difficult.
job with, at least with the Hand of Gods. There was a couple of great Hand of God saves. That was the one that actually saved Tavo on bottom lane as well. So there were a couple of moments when he proved his worth. But for me, like, the real support was King RD.
Yep.
Like, the Fiend's grip control he got on no one when that chrono hit, when the storm hit around Roshan. That was that moment where VP could have just turned the entire game around and we could have had another 20 minutes of absolute awesome fun. But King RD locked it down and said no fun.
Man, what a great game.
Yeah.
That was great.
I love it.
There are so many things to talk about in that game, but just overall, I think maybe what we should just talk about is the standings, actually, because this is pretty important for the outcome of the group. So VP are now 8-4.
Yep.
And with that win,
Pain go
are
5-7.
5-7. They were currently tied for last place with Optic on 4-7, but now with 5-7, they are out of the gutter, at least for now.
It actually shoves Newbie into the gutter. Newbie have 8 losses at the moment, so technically they are in the worst position in the group. TI finalists last year are now in a bit of a lot of
Anything
hurt.
can happen.
But it's great. I want to see more Pain, especially when you see games like that. Maybe not after game number 1, but game number 2, hell yeah. Give me more and more and more of that. That's all I need. But for now, we don't get any more. We have Lyrical bouncing in just a second, so definitely stay on the stream. One more series to go for the day.